England versus Slovakia, or is it Slovakia versus England, or as my next door neighbour called it earlier, England versus Slovenia, which is very, very different. Well, we already know the result of that one, don't we? But there we go. So it's how are you feeling about this one? It is interesting, actually. I went out and did a little bit of shopping earlier on. Came back. There's a pub round the corner, not far. Sort of pub you can. It's called the Wellington Arms. It's around the corner. It's so the garden is on the road. You can see the beer garden's not around the back. As you drive past on the main road, you can see the garden basically, and it's always busy in the summer. It's always packed out. I've lived here for 16 years now. Actually, I was just meant to be passing through actually, but I've lived here for 16 years, so I know the pub well, right? It's not very busy, and I just wondered, is that indicative? Is that indicative of the tournament? Is that indicative of too much football? Is it because England have just been so crap, and maybe people just don't believe? It's been a bit of a tough one, really, with Gareth Southgate, who's coming for a lot of stick. But it has got us out the group, and there'll be a lot of people watching this who are my own age who've seen us really struggle and not. Well, this time we've seen us struggle and get out the group, and getting out the group is very, very important. There's no doubt about it, and it is the most important thing. But I think what isn't often factored in is quite how talented a group of players we have. Now, we've had talented players in the past. I'm not suggesting we haven't, but I think because of that, people expect a little bit more. And it's not just getting through the group. I think that's fine. I think we could have had those same results and got through the group, and the mood would have been better. So I think a concern is that so many of the players are not playing as well as they do for their clubs, which is a bit of a worry, really. So you can understand why this has sort of built up into a little bit of negativity and a little bit of concern. And it's been a little bit weird, actually, watching the Hello, Andy. Sorry, I just say hello to everybody in the chat now. I had my whiteboard in front of it. So say hello to Jay Watson. Hello to Flawless. It's England to shit. And hello to Walshy. We've got these attacking players. And when you look at how they're not playing this attacking flair-based game, which they're clearly able to do, and you look across the back line, for instance, and who's actually playing better for England than they do for their club? Well, Walker's worse. John Stones is worse. Okay, Gahey, brilliant, well done. Nothing bad to say about him. I don't really want to say anything about Trippier. He's out of position, but is he better for Newcastle or England? Well, clearly Newcastle. He's out of position. Declan Rice, well, he's better for Arsenal and West Ham. Bellingham has been better all season. You get what I'm going with this. You go through the list, and all of these players collectively are worse. So it's a concern. So you can understand why people are concerned. So I just think maybe that's why the boozer's half empty. Honestly, it's weird though. It's weird. It rained over last night. But it's nice. It's sunny out there now. It's a perfect day. I've got to say, it's not even too hot. It's nice temperature, nice sunshine. The screen's outside in the beer garden. I drove past. It's the perfect day for watching football outside. There's no carnival fever. None of it. Anyway, there we go. Right, what do we got? What do we got here? Flawless is not feeling particularly good about it. What's Adrian up to? Adrian is sitting in Calais waiting for a ferry. Oh, my goodness. There you go. Imagine if there's no Wi-Fi and you just get to find out the result at the end of the day. How long does that take? Is it an hour and a half or something like that? Is that right? Is that about right? It's been a long time since I took the ferry to from Calais to Dover, which I guess is where you're going. I'll tell you what, I just want to touch on what Chuck is saying here, because this is sort of what I was saying. Have you noticed how few cars have flags? I just think it sort of builds into it. It's the same as it's obviously what you're alluding to, Chuck. It's the same as the boozer being half empty. It is there's just no feel-good factor to it. There's no carnival factor. Flawless is not English. So there you go. I would explain why he's not excited about the England team. But to be fair, there's English people aren't excited about the England team. It's not just Flawless there. That's for sure. Well, thank you for tuning in. Nonetheless, my friend, very kind of you. What we'll do is today, we're going to have a little bet. We're going to try and look forward to the game. He's changed the team. The team's scrolling across the bottom of your screen now. I'm just going to try and move that up. And he's made, well, as far as I can see, he's made a change. He's put Mainu in there in place of Gallagher, which is the right thing to do. But he's making very much incremental tweaks, isn't he? Just a little bit. He's going to change one member of the personnel rather than changing the lineup. I find the Luke Shaw thing frustrating. I think, look, either put Luke Shaw in left back or change the system and play wing backs. I think he's waiting. I think Southgate's feeling that he can build Luke Shaw up throughout the tournament. If he's not careful, there's not going to be a tournament. There's really not. We've all seen, some of the shocks, some of the, I'll only look at the games that happened yesterday, of course. Now, I do know that obviously Germany, obviously shock result in the Switzerland, Italy. Maybe some people fancied Switzerland to win. Good team, obviously. Not quite a shock result in the Germany game, but they got a bit lucky, didn't they? I certainly feel that with a disallowed goal and then bang, straight up the other end. Handball, wasn't it? There's no way England are guaranteed to win this. There's absolutely no doubt about that at all. So we're looking for a little bit of something. We're looking for an injection of something. And it's just like Brad said, I am getting this. It is a little bit boring. And so is Gareth Southgate's job to entertain us? No, maybe not. But I would suggest his job, given the fact that he has more technical players now than he used to, his job is to get a little bit more out of them. Look, we'll do the bet in a second. Before we do the bet, let me just tell you about the history of how this went. Right, so for years and years and years, England would do crap in tournament football. And what we were always told was England didn't have the technique. England couldn't retain the ball like basically everybody else. Everyone else could pass the ball better. There were these root and branch inquiries, and the FA would hold an inquiry. There's people watching this who are my age and older, nodding basically now, saying, yeah, you've seen it, we've heard it all before. What eventually happened was we decided that our academy system wasn't developing technical enough players. We weren't winning any of the sort of the under 16, under 17, under 21s. We weren't winning any of that stuff either. So we overhauled it. We completely overhauled it. And the first person was Harold Wilkinson. Then Trevor Brooking was FA technical director. Then Gareth Southgate was. And they changed all sorts of rules. Small goals for kids, smaller sided games, lots and lots of stuff to make our players have better technique. And by and large, it worked, and it seems to have worked. We started winning. We won the under-17 World Cup. We won the under-18 Euros. We won the Euros at under-21 level. We always used to be Spain and France win everything. And England teams over the last few years have started to win stuff, basically producing technical players who are comfortable on the ball. So it's really weird over the last 2 or 3 weeks to hear that England can't pass the ball. It wasn't meant to be like that. That really shouldn't be the way at all. But there you go. There it is. Let me just read out the England team, and then we're going to get on a little bit of match bingo, and then we're going to do a bet, try and win somebody some money. We have to pull our positive pants on for that. I think that's that much is for sure. I mean, the England team is scrolling across the bottom of your page now. Pickford's in goal. Kyle Walker, John Stones, Gahey, Trippier, so unchanged there. Mainu comes in for Conor Gallagher next to Declan Rice. Saka starts. Bellingham, Foden, and Kane. Look, the biggest most important thing I think on this is that the team are liberated. The team are allowed to get forward, that Kane gets some support. I think there might come a time that if it remains the same because the team were petrified, then actually the team are going to have to take it. They're going to have to take it into their own hands because there are players in that team who might not be around for another champion. Maybe another championship, but maybe not another Euros, So they might have to take it into their own hands. I am not a man to encourage mutiny, but if Southgate ain't capable of doing it, then the team themselves have got to do it. Yes, indeed, Barry. Same old team, aside from Mainu, who hopefully can bring a little bit of something to the midfield. Personally, I thought it needed more changes than that. Right, anyway, before we get to the bet, can I please point in the direction, and I say point in the direction of, and it's Match Bingo, which is up there, sponsor up there. They're sponsoring this video, sponsor loads of Hammers Chat videos. If you've not got your bingo cards yet in for today's game, get them done now. Charlie's going to be monitoring it throughout literally throughout the game on our watch along, which will be up shortly. I actually won. I actually won during the last England game, by the way, and it was all happening live. And in fact, loads of people won, as you'll know if you were watching the watch along. What's Match Bingo? Well, Match Bingo is a betting app, but betting apps, you've got to be 18 years and above, but very, very low stakes, £2 a play, and even has some free games, but not the England game today. Basically gives you a bingo card with 15 things that are going to happen in the game. Could be a throw-in, could be a corner, could be a save by the goalkeeper, just a booking, normal, average, everyday stuff. You basically, 3 lines of 5, get a line, bing, you win some money. Even get a bing. That even happens. You get a bing on your phone as well. We've had loads of winners. Over 70 winners now on Hammers Chat. Prizes ranging from £25 to £500. And a lot of winners. Go and check it out. Links in the description below. Get involved because as Charlie be doing it in the watch along, you'll be able to watch your Match Bingo, which is probably more fun than watching the football. But no, when it brings an extra layer of sort of a connectivity, if you want, to the game when you're watching your Fogo and all these incidents in the game and the football's on and Charlie's there telling you what's going on. A bit of fun. Check it out. Links in the description below. 18 years and above. In terms of the big boy betting, I think it's time to compile a bet. Now, if you are new to this Hammers Chat, and I don't think too many of you are, I'm seeing a lot of names. Hello there, Craig, Danny's there, Nick's there, Collingwood's there, Brad. We got a lot of Colin, Barry we've already spoken to, Walshy's there, Garino's there. I recommend Jasper's there. I recognise so many of the names there. I think you all know what we're about to do now. Just in case you don't and you're new to this, we're going to have a bet. We're going to have a bet on some unlikely things that might happen in the game. We're going to bet on the scoreline. We're going to bet on some goal scorers. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to put the bet on, and hopefully if it comes in, one of you people in the chat is going to win some money. It's happened on a couple of occasions, like it never happens. But it's going to happen. Hopefully it's going to happen at some point. And to be fair, there's actually less people in the chat. This is not... when we're doing like West Ham shows, there's, get thousands of people watching and all the rest of it. There's an apathy towards England. So we just got our Hammers Chat hardcore people in this chat now. So you probably got more. If this comes in, you got more of a chance of winning it because there ain't many of us today. Truth be known. Blame Gareth. Anyway, let's. Brad, I'm not going to do England to concede first. I think I'm going to have and Andy, I'm not going to do the corners. I might have a look. Good afternoon, Amy, by the way. I might have a look at Slovakia to score first. I think I want a scoreline, though, if that's all right. Andy said match abandoned due to alien invasion. The odds of that are probably less than England winning by 5-0. Yeah, we'll get to the goal scorers in a second. I'm just looking for a score. 1-0's probably not going to do it. 0-0, Adrian, I see you there, mate. I hope you're well. 0-0. It's just someone's going to win tuppence. I think we've got to go a little bit unrealistic. Do you know what? I'm actually going to go. I'm going to pick Walshy's 3-1 there. While I am putting Walshy's 3-1 scoreline into the betting app, I would like you to give me 3 England goal scorers and I think 3 England goal scorers here. And I think we're looking at quite possibly a card. Let me know what you think about that. So what we've got. So we've got 3-1 to England. Right, that's on the betting slip. Right, we want goal scorers next. So what I'm going to do something I don't normally do. I'm going to do the first 3 that I notice, as however unrealistic it might be. All right, so I'm going to click on now. First one I've noticed is, there you go. First one I noticed was actually Collingwood. He's the first one. Stones to score. So I'm going to put Stones in there. Simon, I can see you put Bowen on there. I'm not doing Bowen because he's not even on the pitch. And whilst it is unrealistic, I would like one day to give someone some money. Right. So I need a second England goal scorer, please. The first one I've seen. Oh, my goodness. Okay. The next one I've seen, actually, is Max. Hello, Max. I'm going to take one of those. I can't take all 3. I'm going to take one. I'm going to take Rice. I don't know why. It seems a little bit unreal. Oh, dear. There's Rice. And we're going to need one more, which I'm going to look in the chat. Okay, I've just seen it. I don't know why that popped up like that. Danny Moore. Hello, Danny. Foden goal. So we're going to do Foden as well. If I can find the cheeky little what's it, he's hiding. Where is he? He's hiding somewhere on my page. Where's Phil Foden? Phil Foden's gone missing. Oh no, there he is. Phil Foden, and we'll have a card. Give me one card. Who's going to get booked? I don't even care if it's from Slovakia. Give me a card. Give me a card. Someone to get a card here. Have they got a naughty boy on their team? Is Skriniar going to get a card? Andy Walsh says Stones card. We've already used your recommendation, Walshy, by the way. Menu card. There you go, Nick. Menu card. That'll do me. Let me get down to the card section here. Play a card. I always get this wrong sometimes, and I've got to do booked, not sent off. Do you know what? It's not worth it. Barely changes the odds. So I'm not going to bother. I'm going to add that to the bet slip. You'd have to excuse me here because if I looks like I'm very, very close to the camera, it was because I am. We're going to place the bet. The bet is done. Right, there you go. The bet's done. The bet is placed. So we go to my bets here. Let's just confirm what is happening. We've got England's, the full-time score will be England to win 3-1. John Stones to score. Declan Rice will score and Phil Foden will score. Someone wins £1,000. How's that? If that happens, someone wins £1,000. Why is everyone laughing at Colin? What's Colin said? I must have missed it. Barry said Rice booking. Well, we're not doing a Rice booking. We've done Mano, but I'll tell you what the phrase will be. We'll use that as a little bit of a play on words. We'll actually do Rice cooking. All right, we're going to do Rice cooking because he needs to be cooking for this one. There's no doubt about it at all. All the whole team do. Put that phrase Rice cooking. Put that into the chat, just like Collingwood has demonstrated there. If those things happen, 3-1 to England with Shaw, Shaw, wasn't it? Bloody Stones, Rice. And, of course, Foden scoring. If that comes in, somebody that has written Rice cooking in the chat will win £1,000. I mean, that would be very nice. I would love to give someone £1,000. There is no doubt about it at all. Well, obviously, I prefer someone to give me £1,000, but it would feel very good to give somebody £1,000. That would be. I would love to do that. That'd be brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So there you go. We've seen the team. We've done the bet. We're limbered up. We're warmed up. We warmed up. Bloody never mind us being warmed up, but the players warmed up and ready for this one. I hope so. I really, really do hope so for this. If you're wondering why the substitutes are not on the bottom, everyone. But basically, every English footballer you've ever known is on that bench, probably, at the moment. Loads and loads of them. Of a little West Ham point of view, I'm not sure we're going to see Jared Bowen. I don't know if you saw, I did a video this morning. It was about Mohamed Kudus, but I had a little chat about Bowen afterwards. I think Bowen did really well when he came on as a sub against Serbia. I thought Palmer did well when he came on as a sub against Denmark. The difference is there's a clamour to get Palmer involved because he plays for Chelsea, because he used to play for City, because he's fashionable. I don't think there's much between them, to be fair. As a West Ham fan, I obviously would prefer to see Jared Bowen, but I do wonder, because of the clamour, because of the pressure. You even hear it in the press conferences. As I say, I don't think Palmer's done any better than Jared Bowen, but you hear it in the press conference. Oh, Gareth, are you going to include Cole Palmer? Oh, for goodness sake, it's a little bit sycophantic, some of it. Do you know what? I hadn't actually thought of this. It is, isn't it? It's Tweedy Pie. I putty cat. Yeah. He is a bit of a putty cat. Definitely is. He used to love. Do you know what the weird thing is, right? Grew up with this. Got it. My 10-year-old daughter said, "Who's that?" She's not grown up on this stuff. Peppa Pig and all that stuff, isn't it? It's all different now. In the Night Garden when she was little, then Peppa Pig. This is the good stuff. This was the violent stuff, right? Jeff, hello, Jeff. Jeff says doesn't mind Bowen not playing much. Yeah, I do agree. I do agree with that. But I don't think he's playing enough. I don't think he's featured enough to be burnt out. I just meant for him. It'd be quite nice. I'd love for him to score an international goal yeah, particularly at championships, I think that'd be really, really good for him. And like Colin's saying here, you know, chuck him up front for the last 10 minutes, gives us something different. I mean, he is an excellent finisher. There's no doubt about it at all. I think what we, you know, just, you know, to put our England hat on for a moment, or any hat, it's just Gareth needs to do something if the game's not going our way. Hopefully none of this happens. Hopefully we're looking back and we think, wow, that was a decent performance. That was a little bit different. This is an England we've not seen, you know, thus far. But it's like I said to Gio in the video, and look, it's not for Gio to hold any concern about England, but you know, there's a lot of people saying, oh, you know, it's just 3 games. It's not. And people say that Nations League doesn't matter and all the rest of it. We got thumped. You know, honestly, back to back. Was it back to back? I think it was. Hungary gave us an absolute hiding. They humiliated us. So it humiliated us. So it's not just that. You know, England have not given us really anything to get behind. Anything with any great confidence. Of course, you had the Iceland game as well. So I mean, it ain't too bloody clever, is it? This is something, by the way, Brad, that I think all of us have considered today, isn't it? That might be. And there you go, Jeff's concurring. I've got a yellow jersey. I used to watch it, Stephen, to be fair. I haven't watched it recently. I did when we were like a glory boy, but when Cavendish was doing the sprints and all the rest of it, and then when Wiggins was doing his stuff, I did watch a bit of the Tour de France. Didn't mind it. I always had it in mind that one day, Stephen, I would buy myself a camper van and I would follow the Tour de France round for 3 weeks around France, drinking wine and eating cheese. I don't eat cheese. Well, I don't eat raw cheese. I don't drink wine, but the thought of it seemed quite nice. You know, Chateau de Neuf de Pompon and all the rest of it. Nice bit of fromage. But I found myself thinking of myself as cultured. But yeah, maybe one day. Hey, just probably not the cheese or the wine. Might just be like tea and so I don't know, like some sort of maybe like the Fox's Viennese finger biscuits. Anyway, speaking of that, Mr. Charlie Walsh is with us.
I mean, I'll take it. I'll take that as a comparison. I do like a thing of biscuit. So
you like a biscuit?
I like any. I'll be honest with you. Any biscuit you put in front of me, I'm happy with it. Fun fact about the Tour de France.
Yeah.
I can't remember what year it is. It's probably like 2004.
Yeah.
I'm on camera.
Are you?
We happened to be in France on holiday. Didn't realize we were just walking through. Didn't realize massive gates everywhere. Noticed the Tour de France logo. Go, oh crap, the Tour de France is there. So we stood around and waited for them to cycle past. And my granddad, who was a big cycle person, said he saw us on the. He was like, oh yeah, I saw you. We rang him and we were like, are you watching? He's like, yeah. And then we're there. I don't know. It was probably like 2004. We were on the right side. Good luck finding me. Good luck finding a child Charlie there. But there you go.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice. I like it. Someone's Mr. Walsh, another Walsh, different Walsh, is asking you to find the clip.
If I knew where the clip was, I'll be honest with you, Andy. If I knew where the clip was, I would find it and post it. I'm not watching it all to find it. I'm not watching it all to find it. But I should at some point during my life do that.
Can I just say? But yeah, you must dig that out. Jeff is saying, "Come on, you lions!" Before I go, I was a bit peckish earlier on, and I'm also trying to sell my car at the moment, but I couldn't make it out to the shop.
So I'm loving part A and part B of this story so far have been wild. Let's find where C goes.
So there's this extra section by the compartment, let's call it. Well, I think it is called a compartment. We can call it that too.
What, like the glove compartment?
No, by the handbrake, behind the handbrake. So
yeah. Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
You know,
right, we're there.
So I'm clearing it out because I'm going to try and sell the car. And what did I find in there? Treasure.
Lion bar.
Found a lion bar in there.
So I lost my phone this morning.
Yeah.
And I put it down before I did the show with Gio this morning. Couldn't find it for ages. Didn't know where the hell I've put it. And I was convinced that it had gone down like in the sofa. because before it's dropped down into the sofa and then fallen into it, and I've had to pick up the sofa and like tip it out to try and get the thing out, right? So
Yeah.
I'm like convinced it's in there, and my girlfriend's not up yet, so I couldn't like ring it to try and like see where it's the phone's going off or whatever. So I'm just like, maybe it's just down the back. So I'm like shoving my hand down the back of the sofa. I pulled out, and I don't know when this was there, a full dairy milk bar wrapped full. I don't know when it had been there since, because I don't remember the last time we had dairy milks in the house. Just a full dairy milk bar. I was like, it's not what I was expecting. A treat, nonetheless. I didn't eat it. It's on the
So
side,
this is today.
This is today.
So we both found chocolate today.
Yeah.
I both found unexpected chocolate.
Unexpected chocolate.
Did you find your phone?
Yeah, I found it.
Oh God, yeah. I don't know. You've already held it up. I don't even know why.
It was on the floor behind some speakers. I was stupid. I don't know how it got there, but it was there.
So you didn't eat the dairy milk?
It's on the side out there. I've yet to decide whether or not I'm going to.
What do you mean you've yet to decide?
I don't know how long it's been there.
Well, what decision is there to make, for goodness sake?
Oh, if you find a full wrapped dairy milk bar that had been there for 2 years, would you eat it?
Yes, I'd have a go.
Okay, fair enough.
If it was
In that sense, fair enough.
You know, yeah, maybe not. I'd eat a line. Do you know what I mean of it? You know, not not a vertical line. I'd eat a horizontal line. So like the 3. I'd have the 3.
See how you go.
Not like the 15. And then maybe if it was a bit minging, then possibly. But no, not as I didn't even consider. The lion bar went. Oh, result.
Can't have been there for that long, though, surely.
Well, no, I've only had a car for a year. I had a car for a year, so.
Wow, there you go. There you go. That sofa has been. I mean, it's been in this flat since before I was in this flat. For a start.
Right.
And then last time when my phone found down the back and we like had to tip it out, I found a letter from the previous owner of the sofa from 2008. So
what did it say? If you find
it was a bill from Virgin Media.
Oh, did you pay it?
Not my problem. Not my problem.
No, you can't use eating this chocolate thinking that's someone else's bill.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I don't care. I've got to go. I've got to watch the telly.
Right. Enjoy yourself, Gonzo. Appreciate
Thanks, mate. Enjoy the match. See you later, everyone.
Gonzo, ladies and gentlemen. Just shoved it in his face. I respect it. I respect anyone who's just going to eat the chocolate willy-nilly. You know, no fear. Zero miedo, as they say in Spanish. Hello, everyone. How are we all? Hope you're well. Hope you're good. We are moments away from kickoff of the Euro match between England and Slovakia. It is, of course, on ITV1 today. You can also watch it for free on ITVX on the computer, like I am. Having said that, it's now just glitched out, which isn't going well. But if you are looking for a way to watch the game, there's definitely ways you can do it. If you scroll down into the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. Lovely Hams Chat West Ham community, but fans of all clubs are welcome, and nations, of course. But more importantly, on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links, in which you'll potentially find what you're looking for. Teams running across the bottom of your screen. England make one change. Gallagher is out and Mainu is in. That's probably the change I would have made as well. If you asked me, I had to make one change, it would be that one. The frustration with Phil Foden playing on the left continues alongside Kieran Trippier. Realistically, I don't really know how to solve that problem without moving other people out of position. So I sort of understand the tentative nature of making a single change, because realistically, when Kobe Mainu did come on in the last game, he did make a legitimate difference. And so I'm excited to see whether or not that can be continued today in what is a relatively favourable fixture for us, a relatively favourable draw in the tournament. It's not going to be easy by any stretch of the imagination, but it certainly, let's be real, could be worse. You look at the Slovakia team, which will be running across the bottom just after the England team there. The big names, Dubravka, obviously Newcastle goalkeeper, Man United at one point. He's been around a while. He's a decent goalkeeper. Skriniar at the back is the big name. Centre-back who's played in Italy for a long time, is utterly brilliant. And Lobotka, someone that West Ham fans might know. We were linked to him for quite a while. The central midfielder, all-action kind of guy. They're the big ones. They're the big names, at least. But together they work pretty decently as a unit, pretty decently as a team. And it's going to be interesting to see if Mainu can have as big an impact in this game as he did in the last. I'm hopeful. Maybe even ignorant. But still, I hope you're all good. Ionix, good to see you. Chocolate and hula hoops. If you listen, definitely white chocolate. Listen, I don't know what Gonzo's talking. I can't, we were subjected to adverts and it's wrong. I strongly agree, Iggy. Iggy, can I also say, earlier on, I clicked on a Totally Football Show live stream and I saw you popping off in there. And I respect it immensely. Anyway, match is about to kick off. Slovakia are the ones doing it. And we're underway. Come on, you lions. Deploy the boys. It's time to run 2 tings. But yeah, I saw you in there, Iggy, when there was just they just put up a weird stream and it was it looked like a microphone in a dark room. I clicked on it. I saw you. I respected it. I'm just very confused about the entire situation. Very confused about the entire situation of what happened there. Things to notice off the bat. Obviously, I think formationally we're going to be exactly the same. I don't think it's going to be any different, if we're being honest. I think it'll be the 4-2-3-1. I think the system will sort of be basically the same. But what will be interested to me is the freedom that Mainu gets, because that was the big difference for me. It wasn't even necessarily just him. He was given a lot more freedom and he was moving around into really interesting spaces that Conor Gallagher and Trent previously weren't. Trent was doing it a little bit, but not really, and Conor Gallagher just wasn't, right? So that's the thing I'm really interested to see, is whether he can continue that, because that was really effective for us. Big ball forward to Harry Kane, gets the control down after a second attempt. Lands at the feet of Declan Rice. Move forward. Eat the chocolate. It's in there. It's in there, Chuck. How dare you try and... I haven't seen the sell by date. Could be years in there. I genuinely could not tell you when that chocolate had been there for, how long it had been there for. I mean, I guess it would have to be since the last time I dropped my phone down the sofa, which was about 2.5 years ago, probably. So it would have to be. It could be any time in there. Shame there's no Hamshik. His hair perfect. Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. Look, what a player, what a hairdo. What a player, what a hairdo. You know. England passing it around at the back. It's one of the few things in life that gives me joy. Just a random hairdo on footballer, and his is big ball forward. Jude Bellingham gets the header down a little bit lackluster there. Harry Kane doesn't get onto the end of it, and Slovakia can come forward. Should give a big shout out to Match Bingo, of course. They are the sponsor for today's stream for us for the Euros. It combines bingo with football. So you can see here, you purchase a card. It's £2 per card. And then they have lots of different events on there that will get ticked off as they go throughout the match. So for example, free kick taker for England. Once that happens, I'll be getting that ticked off. For example, throw-in taken for England has apparently already been ticked off. Don't know if I've seen it on the screen, so we might be able to get throw-in. Exciting times. But you can see how the game works. There's a bunch of other different ones, different events that can happen. You get one line, you win 20. The money is different today. Get one line. Hang on a sec. Is that correct? Is that where we're at money-wise? You get one line, you win extra this today. You win £29.36. Get 2 lines, you win £56.53. Get a full house, it's £143.56. And then there's a second bonus full house for £132.76. Ooh. Yeah, he just got a yellow card, which means, correct me if I'm wrong, he'll miss the final? He'll miss the final, is that correct? Not the final, sorry, the next round, the quarterfinal, if we go through. But Match Bingo, link is in the description below. Of course, it is betting technically, so 18 plus only, and it is £2 per card, so there is money involved in it. But hey, if you like to get involved, link in the description below. Helps us out massively. Massive shout out to Match Bingo. Get time for thank you. Yeah, you know what I mean. It's just Sundays are busy for me. Sundays are busy for me, but sometimes you just gotta get in there and watch the England. You know, do the 9 a.m. show as well. There's just a lot going on. The Athletic Plus Saturday. I don't know what was going on there. I guess they were testing a stream, but ball gets whipped in. Not bad from Slovakia, and they couldn't quite convert the header. It was a decent ball in, and there were 2 of them open. One of them looks like he's a bit worse for wear. It was a decent ball into a good space as well. And they can't quite get any significant touch on it. Ends up clattering into each other and falling over. Thankfully for us, it's going to be a goal kick. But that wasn't bad from Slovakia at all. But yeah, Gay, he does miss the next game. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Kez. Appreciate it. Good intel. I thought it was a clean slate on bookings in the next round. Is it not for the... I might be wrong. My brain's saying the quarterfinals is when it, like after the quarterfinals, it gets cut off. But I might be wrong. Might be wrong. Yeah, Baby Bells, we need that chocolate bar. I'm not doing the chocolate bar. Baby Bell is available, but I'm not doing the chocolate bar. Well, I need to check Baby Bells are still in date. Decent from Slovakia down the left-hand side. Pulls it across. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, that was close. Decent attack from Slovakia down the left-hand side. Charging past basically everyone into way too much open space. It was a really nice spin, actually, on the left. Walker nowhere close to it, and then the pull across is really nice, tantalizingly into that corridor of uncertainty. Jordan Pickford dives for it, misses it, and then thankfully, again for England, the Slovakia player at the far post can't get there, and it's going to be another goal kick, but flipping heck. Close very quickly. England are in trouble early on. I know, usually I'm not keen on it. I'm not keen on it. It's not a good start for us. Not a good start whatsoever. They're passing it around with relative confidence without really going anywhere on the ball, and without really being under too much pressure. And then the second Slovakia get the ball, they just go for it. Gung ho. Big ball forward by Walker, looking for Saka. Just about manages to get it, keep it in. Does nicely to take on 16 and beat him. Looks to pull it across. It's back towards Bellingham, who gets it a little bit tied under his feet. Kobe Mainoo, nice first time pass back to Saka. Opportunity not quite over on the right-hand side. Nice 1-2. Saka, he could be through. Can't get the shot away. Skriniar there to get the block. It was a really nice opportunity. Just out of nowhere, just opens up. There's going to be a yellow card. I'm not sure who for. I think it's for Saka. There's no way this match ends without a red card. Yeah, I doubt it. I doubt it at this point. I doubt it. Collingwood, I think you're right. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a lot of yellow cards happening very quickly. Is it Mainoo with the yellow card or was it Saka? Yeah, it was Mainoo, just for a little bit of a... sticks his foot out in an awkward way. I also don't think there's a way this game ends without a goal. It's feeling very plausible right now. We almost just scored there. Little wiggle through almost happened. It was a beautiful piece of play. Well, it was a good piece of play. Lucky, but it happened. And Saka and Bellingham both having opportunities to pull the trigger, neither quite managing to do it. And then there was this flaky chance just before that as well. I cannot see a situation in which this doesn't end with at least one goal in it as well. Slovakia passing the ball around at the back. Phil Foden pressing hard. Charging Dubravka down. Panics him. Saka gets the ball forward. Can't find Harry Kane. Skriniar, nice pass. Nice pass. Pass? Pass? Pass. Well, that's not a bad ball down. Shot from range from the Slovakia player. Deflects. And the second one goes significantly wide. John Pickford happy to let that one go. Shouts at his defence beforehand that they were able to get that shot away. A little bit concerning that they were, but it was always destined to go wide. Good block from the first time from John Stones, but yeah, just a little bit lacking. Declan Rice, very central, ends up having to charge across to try and get the block and can't make it. And Trippier doesn't step up, and neither does Gahey. You understand maybe Gahey not stepping up given he's already on a yellow, but I want a bit of waving about Richard. I can't lie to you. I understand. I want it as theatrical as possible. You know what I mean? I want it like wrestling referees. You know, like in wrestling, right? This is going to be a reference no one's going to understand, but still. You know in wrestling where, like, there's like a manager on the sideline outside the ring and he's doing bad stuff. And so the referee sends them to the back. And instead of just going, get to the back, they give it a big, like, you know what I mean? That's what I want from my refs. I want big energy. Big energy. I'm watching it on ITVX, if that helps, on the website, which means it's probably behind as per usual. Oh, that's not a bad pass over to Foden, who fluffs his lines significantly. Oh, it was Trippier. Scratch that. It was Trippier. Fluffs his lines completely. Ball opens up. Bellingham on the charge. Strides through. Plays a ball that looked like it looked poor for a start, but then all of a sudden it was just open for Kieran Trippier, who runs onto it and just completely plonks it high and wide. As high and wide as possible. Yeah, he is. He is. It was interesting to see him and Foden switching fairly frequently in the first half of the last game, and then essentially in the second half just completely switch roles. So I'll be interested to see how that ends up working. I think perhaps in case of trying to build up better down the right-hand side as well, because you overload that space, maybe give Saka a bit more space to run into, would maybe be the hope. I don't know. This game needs a Paul Heyman, strong neighbour. Every game needs a Paul Heyman. Every game needs a Paul Heyman. But I guess that would be the idea. Because really that right-hand side, I mean, neither side have been effective enough, realistically. But that right-hand side doesn't have as much of an excuse as the left. The left, you're playing a right back and Phil Foden, whereas on the right, you've got a right winger and a right back. So you don't really have an excuse. Or Kobe Mainoo, nice little stop, nice little stab through. Kane just about gets the ball out of his feet. Walker's on it in the corner quadrant on the right-hand side, looking to try and cross it in. It's a terrible, terrible cross. Header bounces back out. Control from Trippier. England passing it around now. Rice, Mainoo. Back out wide to that right-hand side. Nice ball forwards for Saka, who could maybe get a cross in again on the right-hand side. Lays it off to Trippier, who takes a touch weirdly. Mainoo, Rice. Just why did we do that? Terrible play from us. Just stupid. The idea from Rice to stab it over the top, not necessarily bad, although the actual efficacy, the actual kick he does is pretty bad. But like, why did Walker not just fire that into the box first time? Why did he take a touch? Makes no sense to me. Yeah. I want to see full on, like, on the shoulder. Do you know what I mean? Full on the shoulder celebrations. Her sat there. Don't know who it would be. Oh, that's not a bad ball forward again for Slovakia. They could be through here. Hits it, deflects off the defender. Oh my god, it almost goes in again a second time and doesn't. Bounces away. Saka tries to spin. He's going to win. Oh no, ball gets played on, says the ref. And then pulls it back a second time for the Slovakia one after it. Incredibly close from Slovakia. Their counter-attacking is really effective right now. Not really sure how the second one was a foul there either, but what a ball. Walker getting caught out again. John Stones way too far forward. Allows the winger to come charging through. He gets a shot away at goal. It gets a little bit caught underneath him. And Gay comes flying across with an excellent block. It ends up getting cleared away from Trippier after it sort of looks like it's about to dribble through for one of the Slovakian players. Trippier just hooks it away. How, again, the second one is a free kick there and not the first one, I never know. But close. Yeah, it is a struggle right now. It's a struggle right now. Slightly better going forward. Slightly worse at the back. It's a scary prospect. Slovakia with another free kick. About 25 yards away from goal. Looking to whip this one in from the opposite side this time. Headed away by John Stones. Oh, Felden. Taken down. It's going to be a free kick. I think it's going to be another yellow card. Yeah, yellow card comes out for, I think his name's Kuko. Or at least what it says on the back of his shirt. I'm not sure what his name is. It is Kuka, yeah. You're a Kuka. Who I think did he play for? Did he play for someone? My gut says it might have been Watford, but I could be wrong about that. I just recognise the name. Well, I'm getting close on a couple of match bingos line, you know. Oh, okay, that one needs 5 subs for Slovakia, so that one's just one to keep an eye on. But we're close. A yellow card on one of the 5th or 6th minutes, which is possible. Ball over top of Foden. Hooks it back across. Oh, it just wasn't quite... Didn't quite have any pace on it. And Saka, who was lurking there waiting, it can't get to it before the Slovakia player can. It's going to be a throw-in. Or a direct hit on the woodwork from Slovakia. No goal. And we've got a line. I'm close. I'm getting close already on the match bingo. Yeah, I agree with you, Richards. The defence is looking a little bit shaky. I think going forward we're looking a bit better, but defence is looking a little bit shaky. If you're Gareth Southgate, probably a bad thing. England fans in general, probably scared of the defensive side of it, but looking a bit better going forward, so. Walker's a bummer? Look, I think he's very good, Sam. He's nowhere near... you're never going to get what you see with Man City from him, right? Because it's just a different scenario. I think he's very good. Having said that, why he took that touch, I'll never know. He's done a Lucas. He's done a Lucas. Kuka fouling Foden. Not going to get a second yellow, but... Yeah. Don't. I'm having war flashbacks, Richard. I'm having war flashbacks. I don't need this in my life. Yeah, he hit early July. He said it's crazy. This game ref's gonna put Pacatar in a minute. Yellow card fever. That's what it is, Daniel. You and about half the players on the pitch and a ref. You're just feeling it. I got a fever, as Christopher Walken said. I don't know. We'll move on. We'll move on. Walker on the ball. Looking for some sort of pass. No options. Decides to go back in the end of him. Big surging ball forward, looking for Saka. Way overhit. Way overhit from Stones. It's going to be a throw into Slovakia, basically by the corner flag. Their own corner flag. Kuko. I need to Google this guy. Did Kuko... Kuko. You're a Kuko. He did play for Watford. Bellingham's got a yellow as well now. Bro. This ref is card happy. Reaction from the crowd, visceral as well. He did play for Watford, that was correct. He played for AC Milan. I didn't know that one. 17 does really well to take the ball past Walker there, by the way. And yeah, Bellingham just hacking him down. Ended the poll, by the way. The first poll, how do you feel about the starting 11? 7% of people said they loved it. 11% of people said they hated it. 30% of people said they liked it. 51% of people said they disliked it. Which is probably how I would expect it to play out. Slovakia playing the ball around. England sitting deep as they slowly try to press Slovakia further back down the pitch. It's working a little bit. Again, Slovakia may also be low-key a little bit happy about that. If they get pushed up the pitch, it just gives them more space to attack in behind. I mean, you never want to be going backwards towards your goal, obviously, but Skriniar getting heavily involved in the play. It's not a bad pass, and Kyle Walker, just a scary decision. It's probably the right one, but scary. Pickford passes it short to Gahey. Wide to Trippier. It's just, there's not a lot of... The passing round at the back is just not comfortable at all from us. Like, it's competent enough, I guess. You're keeping possession of the ball, but there's no real inventiveness to it. There's no... I mean, like, don't get me wrong. Part of that is Slovakia. They've got a big 4-5-1 formation. They're sat in it pretty strongly, blocking off essentially the entire middle part of the pitch. And that just forces England to just go wide into areas they maybe not necessarily want to go into round at the back. And it's just a little bit of something. I want to see Saka just picking up the ball there and driving forward. I want to see him maybe dropping a little bit deeper. Phil Foden, that's obviously not what he wants to do. He wants to run off that last man. He tried it the first time. He's gone for a second time here. Big drifting ball across. He's going to win the header. He's going to win the throw. It's Trippier there. He was making it bold from Trippier again. That's where you want to see Luke Shaw. That's the big problem there. His Luke Shaw in that position is infinitely more dangerous. Saka picks up the ball again, wide on the right-hand side. Looks to try and cut inside on his left. Slovakia defending relatively well. He drifts very far centrally. He finds Declan Rice in the end. Ball starts to get recycled back across to the left-hand side. Rice. It was an okay ball in, but it was... The likelihood of that coming off was very, very, very low. Bro, Kez is 100% great. Like, the yellow cards in this game are plentiful and probably never ending at this point. It's crazy. Good tackle from Declan Rice. Good tackle. Just clears out the player and then just taps him on the back as if to go, yeah, well done. Good tackle. Just gets in there. Wins the ball strongly. Good reaction from the crowd as well for it. The thing is, we're going to see a lot of like players rolling around on the floor. Given how card happy this ref is, I suspect you're going to see a lot of like, you know, a lot of that sort of nonsense. Bellingham is off it again. He's not having a good game. He's not having a good game so far. And frustratingly, without like with Foden, you have the excuse of him playing on the left. With Bellingham, you don't. Now, I would rather play, but I've said this the entire tournament, I would rather play Bellingham in the 10 than I would Foden in the 10 because I think Bellingham is a better player and I prefer him in the 10 role. Having said that, if he's not performing, it becomes very difficult to excuse putting Foden on the left-hand side. Especially when you have, you know, an Anthony Gordon or whatever on the bench. Or even playing a Saka out. Oh, close from Slovakia, but the interception here from John Stones is decent. And this is a great opportunity. Run! Run, people! Run! Ball gets played out wide to the left-hand side. Kieran Trippier on the ball. He's got Foden just ahead of him. He cuts in on his right foot. It slows everything down. Ugh. Frustrating. Frustrating. No, I think Slovakia are doing really well so far. He's Kane playing. He is. He's not really getting the opportunity to do anything of note, but he is there. He is there. I can confirm. I can see him now. He's there. He's just sort of having a little wander. He's in between Skriniar and their other centre back. Nice reverse pass down the line for Phil Foden. He's got a battle with the number 3 who does really well to bullying off that ball. I'm not going to lie. Poor pass out there from Slovakia. Declan Rice wins it back. Fires it into Bellingham, who just about gets the ball away from his feet. Jude Bellingham tries to play it in towards Foden, who goes down. That's no pen. That's no pen. Bellingham picks up the ball again. Just wide, looks to try and cross it in. It's poor. It deflects offwards. England back at it. Trippier, that's not a bad ball in. Kane header, just wide. It's going to be a corner. It's going to be a corner. Declan Rice, nice interception. Charges forward. Finds Jude. The pass to Jude Bellingham's not great, but he manages to win the ball back. He sort of stabs it towards Phil Foden, who, I'm not going to lie, goes down way too easy. It's nowhere near a pen for me. The cross that follows from Jude Bellingham is incredibly poor. Hits the first man. The second one, though, from Trippier. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm talking about. With Trippier at left back, it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world when he's in those positions. On that counter-attack, you see the worst of Kieran Trippier playing in that position, where you just want to stride forward and you're on the counter-attack, you've got the space, and then for him to do anything, he needs to cut inside onto his right foot and do something. That's the poor part. That time was the good part, when you're already deep in their area, just the ability to put it onto his right foot and to swear, just that swerve inwards as well towards the goal. Shortly taken, played in across the box, header up. Declan Rice or John Stones tries to battle for it. Drops to Kobe Mainu, who hits it, lashes at it on the volley, goes high and wide. But those are those moments where you can get those whipped balls in that come towards the goal as well. Can always be a danger. Drops from the corner, head tennis around a little bit after the short corner is taken, and Mainu goes for the spectacular, lashes at it, and it goes high and wide. Respect the effort, though. Respect the effort. No, I wouldn't be either. If I was another team, I wouldn't be. Because we've not shown the ability to punish teams. You know, you've got the players on the pitch, but as a unit, you've not shown the ability to punish teams. Whereas Slovakia, in this game, for example, have shown the ability to punish us. And so in that sense, you would be a little bit concerned, a little bit taken aback by that. Whereas for us, going forward, we've not really shown that in this tournament at all. We have the talent, you have the players there, but there's just something missing in that forward area where you're not quite clicking, not quite damaging people in a way that you should. And at that point, then what are you scared of? A decent defensive performance? I mean, what's that going to do, you know? From a fear perspective, at least. Oh, Slovakia. It's a good opportunity if he can find a pass. He does. Slovakia's through 1v1 and he slots it in. It's 1-0 Slovakia. It's a really nice finish as well. Again, just opening up defensively. We have just not been at the races today at all. Just been completely messy at the back. No real good opportunities whatsoever for us. The ball opens up. It lands at the striker. He has a good run round the back and slots it in towards him. And he passes it straight through Pickford into the bottom corner. 1-0, as Victor Fenn says. Big ball forwards from Slovakia. Control header on is nice. Controlled down by the striker. And then just slots it in. Space again defensively. Just the gaps have been massive. Gahey just on his back foot massively there. Nowhere. Kind of unforgivably. Just a huge amount of space. He's been brilliant in this tournament. And there was a little clip on the way through. Gahey clips him just by accident. The player almost goes down. But keeps his feet and then a really nice finish with the outside of his boot past Jordan Pickford. It's 1-0 Slovakia. It's 1-0 Slovakia. And well, we'll see how this goes. It's happened so many times, KP, as well. And Gahey there was so far behind. He's receiving treatment at the moment. So maybe there's a foul or something. Or maybe there was an injury in the process of it. But he was off. He was off there. We're worse than Italy. Southgate is a vibe vampire. Vibe vampire is a bar. Oh, I was about to check my match bingo, but congratulations. Not sure. They're showing a slow replay of Mike Gahey there. Yeah, maybe just a little clobber on the head as he was diving up for the header there. Loses out, which is probably why he was behind. He was quite far forward for it. But Chuck, congratulations. If everyone can congratulate Chuck in the chat, well done, my friend. Big plays. I have not. Again, that 5 subs. I have everything in a line. But 5 subs for Slovakia for that one. One day, I'm going to do this. Well, before the end of this tournament, it's going to happen. I got a couple of irons in the fire there, but nothing close. But Chuck, congratulations. Match bingo winner. Link in the description below. You have to be 18 plus, of course, because it is betting. £2 a card, but link is in the description below. But Chuck, fair play. Fair play. Did it look offside? Did it look offside? It looked close. Obviously, it hasn't because they're playing on now. The game's carrying on. It did look close, but he was so far out of position there, Mark Gahey. And he might have been clobbered on the way through, but he went in early to challenge for that header as well. I don't know. I can't say I'm surprised, Sam. I can't say I'm surprised. You love to see it. You love to see the congratulations. Walker. England passing it around at the back. Mainu now dropping deep to get involved in it. Stones, boos starting to come. Boos starting to begin from the England home fan, the England side fans. Jordan Pickford now charging out of his area to try and get involved. Just a lot of passing around at the back. And I don't mind passing around. I don't mind taking your time. Like, I don't mind, for example, as Big Red saying here, I don't mind passing sideways and backwards if there's some idea. If there's some reason why you'd be passing it around sideways and backwards, I can deal with that. But there's nothing here. It looks like we're just passing it around sideways and backwards, waiting for them to move around and to try and open, not to open spaces up for ourselves, but for them to make a mistake to open up spaces for us. And when you're doing that, if you come up against a team that are as well organized right now as Slovakia seem to be so far, then it's just not going to do anything. It's just not going to do anything. So right now we're just sort of passing it sideways, backwards, just trying to maybe slowly move up the pitch, but with no real vim and vigor, and it's just a bit crap, innit? If we're being honest about it. There you go. We win the ball back here off a Slovakia counter-attack. This is when we need to go quickly. Bellingham looking to try and drag the ball forwards. He finds Saka. It's okay pass, but Saka's facing the wrong way, and Slovakia managed to stop the ball forward. It's going to be a throw to England. Man United manager in the morning. Is there a worse fate than this? Is there a worse fate than this? Trippier, nice touch under pressure. Finds Foden, whose touch is a bit... He's in a tight spot, but that's usually where he'd thrive and just doesn't. Slovakia trying to hook it clear and failing. Nodded forward. Going to be a throw into England. Instantly taken quickly and backwards. Yeah, it's very Moiseball. It's very, very Moiseball. It's depressingly Moiseball. Cole Palmer and Tony on. Kane and Saka very unproductive. Yeah, I don't know if Tony would make any difference. Oh, Gam, good to see you, by the way. Like, but then again, would Watkins? No, not really. It's difficult. It's difficult. I wouldn't be against... honestly, at this point, I wouldn't be against taking anyone off. If we're being honest about it. You know? Like, I'm looking at Phil Foden. I don't think he's been good enough. I don't think Bellingham's been good enough. I don't think Kane's been good enough. I don't think Rice has been good enough. I don't think Mainoo's really been good enough. I don't think anyone has been. Bellingham playing it forward to Saka again. Oh, that's a great ball by Bellingham to find Saka. He could be looking for a decent position to cross it across. Cross with a weak foot. Oh, I'll tell you what, Kieran Trippier does really well to keep that one in. It looked like it was destined for a throw into Slovakia. Kane just outside the area looks to put it towards the back post. The cross was poor, and it's going to be a goal kick to Slovakia. That little moment there, just that little open pass from Bellingham, just nicely slotting it through to Saka. The cross at the end of it with his weak foot wasn't great. Comes back across. Harry Kane on the edge of the area, on the edge of the corner, looks to try and put it across towards that back post, and again, that's poor as well. As a German, I see so many similarities between Southgate and Lowe before he resigned. I really hope there will be change for England because those players are special and they deserve way more. Yeah. Yeah. It's rough. It's rough. I know what you mean. It is rough. His icebreaker with stature. See, yeah, I mean, the size thing is interesting to me. I mean, I guess we're just not playing a system... Well, we're playing a system that, in theory, could make the most of that, but... I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know. That's probably the biggest problem right now, is I don't go, this is the answer. I just go, I don't know. I like Ivan Toney. I think he's a really good footballer as well. But I just look at it, I think, will he change anything? I don't know. But then would Ollie Watkins? No, probably not. Like, if this was a situation where I could see in Ollie Watkins... Because Ivan Toney's relatively similar to Harry Kane, right? And you could see a situation which you had Ollie Watkins coming on and like, oh, there's a bit of pace and behind, all that sort of stuff. But that's not going to work against this Slovakia team. It's the problem is deeper. The problem is deeper. Declan Rice just manages to stab his foot to get it forward. Harry Kane, who's dropped deep there, tries to fire it towards Jude Bellingham. Picks up the ball again. He's dropping very deep here, Harry Kane, to get involved. And again, I'm not necessarily against it. It's not something we tend to want to see for England. But to be honest with you, in games like this where it's not going well and we're not really doing anything that much going forward at this point, it's sort of died down a little bit. Have him drop deep. Have some players dragged around. Give space to Foden and Bellingham, who's just charging his way through here. A good run from Bellingham, taking the ball past 1-2 players, then trying to dig the ball across, takes the deflection. It's going to be a corner. Yeah, crossing's been poor today. Cross has been very poor today. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be against taking him off. I know that's not what you're saying, but I wouldn't be against taking him off. Corner to England. From the left-hand side, it's going to be an in-swinger from Kieran Trippier. From that left-hand side. Big boys in the middle. Ooh, it's close to Kane, but not close enough. It's going to be another corner. Not close enough. It's going to be a corner. So it was very even a very David Moyes corner, that in-swinger to the front post. We don't have the train of big men coming in, though. We have a lot of big men who are all sort of in and around the area, the 6-yard box, hanging about. Played exactly into that area again, and John Stone's looking to try and flick it on. Referee blows the whistle regardless, but it goes wide. Players look tentative. They're lacking confidence that this 100% comes from Southgate and Holland. Yeah. 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 Crying out for pace. Sub Kane, Foden, Bellingham, Eze, Watkins, Palmer, Gordon now. I mean, the fact that you want to take off, and the fact that people would quite happily see some of the best players in the world get taken off is very telling. Getting Hodgson vibes here. It's not going well, Jeff. It's you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, Colin, I'm getting that gif of the dog where he's like, that's me right now. Stress. Pure stress. Ball for my Manu over the top of everyone. Slovakia easily collect it with Dubravka at the back. Definitely red cards looming, says Kevin. Yeah, I think... Yeah, it feels it. It feels it. Need someone on the left wing so bad. Ref is terrible, but not as terrible as Southgate. Moyes' ball should be banned. Take off Kane, Foden, Bellingham, Saka. Southgate has a turnip on the back pages tomorrow. Get the iceberg lettuce back out. Yeah, he will, but I just don't. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's given respect where it deserves. Skriniar has been one of the best centre backs in the world for a long time. You know what I mean? Or has been up there as an elite centre back. Maybe not one of the best in the world, but elite centre back for a long time. And I don't know who Barnsley's centre backs are, but I would hesitate to say they're probably not on the level of Skriniar. Big long ball forwards. Saka loses out on the header. Hooked away from Slovakia. Back to the feet of Mark Gay. Kobe Mainu. He manages to win the ball back. Somehow it's not a foul. It looked like it was one. Bellingham does well to take it past his man. Then tries to charge down the right wing. The ball gets left behind. He gets absolutely grabbed from the Slovakia player, who then says, "How is that me?" I mean, it was about as obvious as the day was long. I mean, it's a bit embarrassing that the ball gets left, but like Duda was, when I say all, he was literally just like the fact I kind of low-key have like respect for the fact he had the gall to try and be like, "What did I do? That weren't me." When it was maybe the most obvious gripsing I've ever seen in my life. This is the thing. I look at the players and like, we could talk about players coming on and all this other stuff. Realistically, the tactic has to change. That's the biggest problem here. It's not necessarily individuals. The tactic has to change. Foden whips it into a decent area, hooked away from Slovakia in the end after a bounce off a head. Walker, who is fuming for some reason. Trippier looks to loft it in towards Declan Rice, who gets his head onto it. Dubravka punches it, does well to come in and get that one first. Under a bit of pressure. The tactic has to change more than the individuals. Like, I look at like Tony or Watkins and I think, would they change anything up front? Not really. Would I think that Cole Palmer is going to change anything on the wing or Anthony Gordon, whatever? Not particularly. And at that point, I really have to go, well, you have to change the tactic then. There's a Slovakia player down, the one who challenges. Yeah, number 3 goes down under, getting a little bit squashed between Bellingham and Dubravka. I think he'll be fine. I'll be honest with you, it doesn't look too bad. I think he'll be okay. But yeah, I mean, that's the kind of the problem is I look at it and I think, yeah, we need to check, like, we need the different individuals on the pitch, but ultimately, if the tactic doesn't change, then it doesn't really matter who you put onto the pitch, because you're just sort of hoping. You're just sort of playing, you know, what's the thing Gonzo says? Rearranging chairs on the Titanic. You know what I mean? It's that kind of vibe. It's like, I understand what we're trying. I get the idea to an extent, but it's so clearly not working that if you bring on different players, it's not necessarily really going to change anything. It has to be a change in tactic. What that looks like, I don't know. What that looks like, I don't know. The fact I've heard people legitimately suggesting that you could change to a 3 at the back and put Saka at left wing back is crazy. Because I think the idea of like Luke Shaw, for example, not being included, like I think the idea is to just keep plugging away with the same system, because once Luke Shaw comes back, that should hopefully be the thing that starts to make things click into place. And so you sort of keep at it, you sort of keep trying to do the same thing over and over again, so that the rest of the team get used to that, so that when that piece does come into play, all of a sudden it works, I guess, is the idea. But and part of me is like, you should be able to just sort of fumble your way through. You should be able to, with your England team who have Bellingham, Foden, Harry Kane, whatever, like, you should relatively be able to fumble your way through to a quarterfinals. But we're 1-0 down to Slovakia. At that point, at what point does pragmatism and realism come into play? It has to be at some point. I hate to say it, but I wish I was French right now. Silver linings, Adrian. Silver linings. Laid shot to Kobe Mainoo. Walker. Foden, nice first touch. He is very, very central right now, and that's not a bad ball over the top for Trippier, but can never get there. The idea was alright, but it was overhit, and it's going to be a goal kick for Slovakia. $2:40 a.m. in Oz, up to watch this crap. Brian, frankly, I'm sorry. Frankly, I'm sorry. That's how I feel, Derek. That's how I feel. I you can make an argument for the coaching staff as well. You know, I think we're yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I think it's just one of those things where it's just going to continue to evolve, because at this point nothing's going to change, and so it just continues to evolve and evolve and evolve, and there'll just be more and more reasons why things will happen. Whereas in reality, you know, I'm watching the comments more than the game. Welcome, Derek. Welcome. Genuinely hate Southgate. Been watching this crap for 2 years. So happy to see Spain, Georgia later, because that's going to be a fun game to watch. Yeah, much more so than this, Matthias. I'll give you that much more than this. Honestly, we don't deserve this support. He's not a coach, horse and cart. See how there you go. It's going all right, Wally. Before the England match, it was going all right. A bit slow, brain a bit all over the shop, but it's going all right. It's going all right, mate. How are you? I hope you're well, bro. Header from John Stones forward. Just clueless. Yeah. Linda says this is so bad, we don't deserve to progress. I don't disagree, Linda. I don't disagree. Just having another check of my match bingo. Even if I get that line, there's going to be a couple of difficult ones underneath. I don't know. Are bells available? Think one. I mean, if the people vote for it, I can't remember if they're in date. There are bells in the fridge, but I don't remember if they're in date. I might have to check that. Obviously, in these scenarios, Gio doesn't come on at half time, so it's going to be a bit difficult for me to check. But if I could at some point conceivably maybe in the second half go and have a look, because there are definitely some in the fridge. I can guarantee that there are definitely some in the fridge. Used to have Spain in a sweepstake. Like, you love to see it, Collingwood. You love to see it. Pay cut for all of them. Listen, Barry, probably more than that, if we're being honest about it. Saka goes down. It's going to be a free kick to England on the halfway line. Minute left plus stoppage time of the first half. It's been pretty dire. And not Eric. Just pretty dire. How many? I've had 4 shots. They've had 4. But RXG is currently at 0.18 for context. There's at 0.95. I mean, you raise a fair point. They'll probably last a little bit longer than my brain is thinking about. You raise a fair point, Ionix. Gonna be a yellow card for Slovakia player. 3 minutes of added time gets added on. 3 minutes of stoppage time. This is Jude Bellingham who I think went down. Skriniar is the one who picks up the card. Very far forward, wasn't he? Mainu finds Walker, who's come very central. Stones. Bellingham tries to charge forward to find Saka. Taken down. It's going to be a free kick wide on the right-hand side. Almost in the corner quadrant, just slightly outside of it. But on that side, gets taken out. Looking at the yellow card, Skriniar picks up for the tackle on Bellingham. Here we go. Can England do something before the end of the first half? Free kick wide on the the right-hand side, just outside the corner quadrant, but pretty much in it. It's basically going to be a deep corner. You've got Phil Foden standing over it. He has shown a propensity to shoot, but I don't think this is the angle to take a shot from. The frustration might force him to do it, but instead we have all the big men in there. They're holding their line, Slovakia, but you've got lots of big boys in there. 2-man wall, probably about 25 yards away from goal, something like that. But very deep angle. He whips it towards the back post. Dubravka heads it on, headed forward, all punted away by Skriniar. Mainu picks up the ball nicely in good space. Does really well. Kobe Mainu hits it from range. Scuffs his shot wide. Or is that going to be... It might be a corner. He does really well, man, Mainu. Picks up the ball and just drives with it. Takes it past about 2 men. They weren't in great positions, but takes it past him and then hits the shot and it deflects outwards. Phil Foden's going to take this corner. This time from the left-hand side. Again, another outswinger this time. Same side as the poor corners from before. The David Moyes corners from before, but instead this time it's going to be an outswinger from Phil Foden, puts it in towards Kane at the back post, can't find him. Saka controls it at the back post. No, in fact, it's Mainu. That's the Saka, who looks to shoot from range. There was maybe a hint of a hand from Duda, but doesn't make it. Mainu crosses it in, headed away. It's a big pressure situation at the end of the first half from England against Slovakia. Ball gets played out wide to Foden again, finds Jude Bellingham. It was Declan Rice who hits it. It's going to be yet another corner. There may be time just about to take this corner. The 3 minutes of stoppage time are indeed up. Whistle has not gone, though, as Phil Foden looks to take this one last corner before the half. Again, left-hand side, going to be an outswinger. The train is in there. Whips it, looking for Harry Kane at the back post to completely flush the volley. And it's going to be a free kick for a push from someone on one of the Slovakia players. I think half-time will be about to be called. Harry Kane, it drops to him. It's a little... To be fair, I mean, I listen, I wouldn't want him to be the person on the end of that trying to volley that in either, but Harry Kane is a very good player and just cannot get any sort of... He's constantly having to back up, can't quite get the hit on it, and there is the half-time whistle. Yeah. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. It's really difficult. It's really, really difficult to think about that because the temptation to talk about taking off Kane and to take off this player or that player and is so strong. Whereas in reality, I don't think I don't think the individuals are the problem. I think the tactic is. Don't get me wrong, the individuals are not playing well. I don't think there's. I can't name a player that I think's playing well today. For example, so it's not exactly like there's nothing. It's not exactly like the individuals couldn't change and maybe make some sort of difference. But realistically, we've seen this for long enough to know the tactics are the problem, and unless you change those, then we're just still going to be in the exact same problem again and again and again. Sure, bring on Cole Palmer, bring on Anthony Gordon, do whatever, change, bring on Tony or Watkins or whatever it be. You can make all these changes, but ultimately, I think unless you change what the approach that you're making, then I think it's just going to be more of the same. You might be able to get a goal, but it's sort of, I don't like using the term papering over the cracks, but it would kind of be that. It would kind of be that. It's a stress. It's stress because you can see in brief glimmers, very, very, very brief glimmers of like ability and something happening, and you go, there it is. Towards the end of that half, there was one or two moments where Kobe Manu would take the ball past a couple of people, or in near the beginning of the game, there was a couple of moments where Saka got through or whatever. There's these brief glimmers, but they really are unbelievably brief. And if they are unbelievably brief, when you have players the caliber of Bellingham, Foden, Kane, Rice, Mainu, I can name almost every player on the pitch. If the moments there are that brief, then that unfortunately is a tactics issue. Because unless Bellingham is having the worst game of his life, which again Bellingham is not playing well, you would imagine he'd be able to produce more than a 1 second long glimmer in 49 minutes of football. So in that sense, what are we going to do? What are you going to do? You just have to change tactics. And look, this is when you get paid the money for. This is what Southgate gets paid money for, right? This exact moment. When you're 1-0 down against a very well-organised team, all of a sudden you have to ask yourself, right, how are we going to break them down? How are we going to get in behind? How are we going to create chances? Because realistically, that's the problem here, right? Is Slovakia have been very well-organised. Not impenetrable, but certainly very well-organised. But in that scenario, if that is the case and you're 1-0 down, listen, it's all on you, Southgate. It's all on you. And I'm not a Southgate. I'm not a Southgate detractor by any stretch of the imagination. He's probably the best England manager. He's probably the best England manager I've ever seen. Right? I'm certainly not against Gareth Southgate. I want him to succeed. Do I think he'll do it? No, but this is the time where he's going to have to prove he can. Because if we get another second half like that, it's going to be a very, very, very deflating knockout in a round of 16 when you have a team of Bellingham, Foden, Harry Kane. Again, I don't want to keep listing them off, but what are you going to do? On a positive note, what's great at Glastonbury? I haven't actually watched it yet. I'm looking forward to, though. I'm looking forward to it. I've only seen bits and pieces of Glastonbury this year, but I'm looking forward to getting in there and watching a lot of it. I do love me some Glastonbury. 3 lions on a shirt. Listen, 3 lions on a shirt. Just 11 clueless people on the pitch, unfortunately, is kind of the problem. Moyes for next England manager. I'm not entirely certain that he is. He's not now. But you were only 12 years old. Listen. I'll take that as a compliment. AK, thank you very much. I'll be taking that one as a compliment. We're taking that one as a compliment. I've seen other England managers who have had golden generations be absolutely destroyed before. So, Infamy says, correct me if I'm wrong, but best performance under Southgate was the last Euros when England finished second. Yeah. Or yeah. Why am I doubting myself that it was the Euros? No, it was, wasn't it? Am I going crazy? Am I going mad? Yes is the answer. He's the manager that has happened to have the best squad in our history. Disagree. I think you look at our defense and then compare that to the Golden Generation defense. It's not even remotely close. Like Stones is a good player. Gahey is a good player. Walker was a great player. Trippier is a good player. Pickford is a good goalkeeper. And outside of maybe the goalkeeper, because you're talking Seaman or James or whatever, you're talking Neville, Terry, Ferdinand, other people in and around it, like Sol Campbell, who can't get into the squad, Ledley King, who had like one leg. You're talking Ashley Cole, who's a generation defining fullback. Like, it's not even remotely close. That's not even remotely close. But the thing is, I'm not even saying you're forgetting or not forgetting. I think you're maybe mistaking me from going like Southgate is brilliant, because he's definitely not. He's very, very limited. But the results he's got compared to other England managers I've seen who have also had fantastic squads has just been better. It's just factually been better and consistently better. The problem is during all of that time, there hasn't ever been a time where I've been blown away by England. There's never been a time where I've watched it and gone, we are living up to the lofty heights. Now, I do think we get overrated every single time. It's just the way these things go. But the lofty heights, that the expectation that come into this tournament, every single tournament we come into, there's never been a time where I think performance-wise we've matched that. Results-wise, we might have. And that's what I'm talking about. This is why I'm talking about him being the best, right? Is results-wise, we absolutely have. Performance-wise, I've never seen it. And that's my concern, is when you are 1-0 down to Slovakia, who are very well organised, look very capable on the counter-attack, do you have it in you to really produce a performance to get you through to the next stage? I doubt it. And that's a big, big problem. That's a big, big problem. Because part of the tactic here, and you can copy and paste this as an exact same thing to talk about David Moyes if you really want to, but part of the tactic here is to not put yourself in this exact situation. To not put yourself in this situation. You play sort of conservative, you sort of hold back a little bit, because then you can sort of work your way through, and ultimately tournament football's about results. It works out, right? When you are in this scenario, if that's the style of football you're playing, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. Because realistically, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Did you say look at the team Southgate gets the runs? Venables and Sven were always playing the big boys. Yeah, but realistically, you have to beat who puts you have to beat who puts in front of you. I don't judge it too harshly on that. For example, if England won a World Cup or won a Euros or whatever, I don't think anyone would be giving a crap about the run we had to the final. Do you know what I mean? It's just you have to win what's in front of you, and the results are the results. You get into finals of major tournaments is a big deal. Is a big deal. If this squad think they've had criticism in this tournament, they've seen nothing if they get knocked out. Yeah, I mean, it's very, very true. I mean, the boos were evident from from the England fans. The boos were evident from about 20 minutes in or whatever it was. Like after they scored, it was very quickly before the boos started. So if they think there's criticism now, oh my lord, what I would give to be a flyer on the wall of that dressing room right now. Yeah. It's like Moyes is the manager. Yeah, you're not wrong still, Richard. You're not wrong. He's got to change it up. He hasn't worked for the past 3 games now. Yeah, I strongly agree, Steve. He has to change tactics. He just has to. You can't come out and do the exact same thing again. We've seen it not work in this game. We've seen it not work in the rest of the games. You have to change it up. You have to. It's not just a personnel thing. The tactics have to change. You can't come out and do the same thing. A very flat and stale side, says INX. 100% agree. Changes needed ASAP. Body language is clear. There's tension between them. Yeah, I won't get too deep into the body language stuff, mainly because I haven't noticed it too much. But I think there is a lethargy to everyone. There is definitely a lethargy to anyone. DC team talk. You're doing great, lads. Keep it up. Keep passing it sideways and keep the ball. Please, just don't be horrible to me. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's that. I think Gareth Southgate has more in his locker, but like tactically, I'm not certain he does. That's the biggest problem. Jack saying slow again. Southgate, the next Man United manager. I mean, again, if you ever want to punish someone for having a bad international tournament, get him in the Man United job. When Roy Keane is going his mental England performance, it must be bad. I've got it muted so I could talk and sort of concentrate on the words I was saying, but I did see him looking very, very animated. Slovakia worth £7.50 against millions of pounds worth of superstars. Again, I will say this. It's very easy to downplay Slovakia. One, they have been organised brilliantly. so far. They've been all very, very well, I should say. Maybe let's not overhype it too much. They've been organised very, very well so far. Two, they do have some very, very good players in the team. Skriniar, Lobotka, for example, both are very, very good players. Dubravka, good goalkeeper, right? It's not like they have no players. And often in these sort of tournaments, as of when West Ham were playing in Europe, we have a tendency to look at the opposition that we don't really know much about and to downplay them, whereas in reality, they are a good team. And organised, well put together sides will beat individual talent 9 times out of 10. That's just kind of the way it goes. And in this scenario, you're seeing that exact thing play out. You're seeing a good, well organized team who are better than the sum of their parts going up against a bunch of individuals who have no real cohesion going whatsoever. And what's happening? The good team together won. They're 1-0 up. It's not entirely shocking for me. Need at least 5 subs for the second half, says Jeff. To be honest with you, I would genuinely be happy to see anyone come off and anyone come on. Like, I don't know if it would change anything, but at this point, there's not a single person on that pitch who I would be what's the word I'm looking for? Sensitive about. You know what I mean? Who I would be like, oh no, you can't take him off. He's too. Like, I'd take anyone off. Bellingham's probably my favorite player in this team. I would take him off. Foden, I would take off. Kane, I would take off. Rice, I would take off. Gahey, who I think has been one of the best performers in this tournament so far, I would take off. The only person who I probably wouldn't take off is Jordan Pickford, and that's really because he hasn't really had much to do. Like, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. Stevie saying Southgate has blown it. No left back, crowbarring Foden on the left wing instead of using him as a 10. Dismal, hasn't worked for 3 games, and here we are again. DC says Roy Keane is furious. He's not even English. Kane, Foden, Saka, Bellingham off, says Big Red. Southgate makes no changes at halftime. It will confirm that he is Moyes' love child. They were both centre backs by trade, right? Moyes was a centre back, wasn't he? As Southgate was. Is that something to look into? I don't know. Slovakia sponsored by Audi. I will say one of my favorite things has been seeing the little sponsorships and stuff on the side of the state. Not today, but just in the tournament in general. Very exciting stuff for me. Moyes is, to be fair, a much better manager than the Vibe Vampire, says Jeff. Zero. I still love Vibe Vampires. I think 0 fight, 0 passion, 0 captaincy leadership. Roy Keane absolutely rinsed Southgate. I need to go back and listen to this. I've missed it out. I've missed all of it. I've missed all the fun. If England kept Big Sam and went 4-4-2, they'd have a better chance. I wouldn't go that far. I won't go that far. As much as I don't rate Southgate, and I've said a lot of negative things about him just now. Big Sam. Woof. Woof. Imagine Big Sam managing Bellingham, Foden. Jesus Christ. Southgate on the phone to Moyes. Sven and Venables were getting to quarters and semis, playing the big nations all the way. Southgate struggles against everyone from game 1. Yeah, tactics. It's a tactical problem. It's 100% a tactical problem. Slovakia population 5 million people. Is that small? I would have thought it would be bigger. Worst thing about this is it's going to wreck my accumulator. Yeah, sorry about that, Collingwood. I should say thank you very much to Match Bingo, of course, our sponsor for all the Euros. And congratulations, I don't know if he's in it, Chuck, who won the £25 earlier on Match Bingo. It's betting football mixed with bingo. So you pay £2 for a bingo card, essentially, and then you have a bunch of different things that can happen during the game that get ticked off. For example, this is one of mine, and you can see the purple ones are ticked off. So, for example, free kick taken, ticked off. That happened from an England perspective. An attempt saved from Slovakia, that happens, that gets crossed off, and then if you complete 1 line, you win £25. If you win 2 lines, you win 50. You get the full house, you win 100, and the numbers are a bit different this time. You get the second bonus pot for the full house as well. And congratulations to Chuck from the live chat again. I don't know if Chuck is in here, who won in the first leg. So if you are interested, you do have to be 18 plus because it is technically betting, but the link is in the description below to download it. Thank you very much. We're seeing the teams come back out here. No, Big Sam is better than Southgate. Richard, we saw Big Sam for years. That's the one thing I won't back. Although I have just seen everyone saying no sub, and I'm looking at the side and I can't see any either. So maybe I'm wrong on that one. The 2 teams are back out. We're going to get a second half in just a few moments' time. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already. You're new around here. Like the video. It helps us out massively. We're, of course, live for the rest of the Euros as well with Match Bingo as our sponsors. England, Slovakia, 1-0 to Slovakia. About to kick off a huge, monumental 45 minutes for this group of players, for Southgate, for the whole situation. Massive, massive moment. And England get it underway. Come on, you Lions. Deploy the boys. It's time to run two things. Bold not to make any subs. It puts him and the players left on the pitch a lot of pressure to perform from the get-go here without making a sub. That puts a huge amount of pressure on. We'll have to see how it plays out. Slovakia pressing well in the early stages. England passing it around at the back under pressure. They're gonna force Jordan Pickford to play it to Kieran Trippier. He's in that almost quarterback position. Pickford with a poor pass, but Foden just about manages to get a foot to it to stop it from getting forward too quickly. Slovakia on the ball, passed out wide to the right-hand side. Inside that corner quadrant, looking potentially for the cross, played back instead. England, having put themselves under immense pressure, defending now. Declan Rice putting a little bit of pressure on the Slovakia player, forces an awkward pass, and it's going to be a goal kick. I mean, that he would have done that. He would have done that, and he probably would have made changes as well. Yeah, no, I feel sorry for them as well. I can't lie to you. I feel very sorry for them as well. No change from Slovakia either, I believe. I've got the team running across the bottom of my screen currently. I'm just double checking. I don't think there's been any. No, there hasn't been. Walker in a really poor pass back to Stones, to Pickford. I don't know which one of them, but Pickford comes away from the ball and big boos from the England fans again. Short to Saka, who tries to bundle his way through, doesn't make it happen. It's going to be a throw into England. I thought it was to Slovakia. Fair play. Oh no, it's going to be to Slovakia. Okay, fair enough. Don't think they understand. Do they think it's the group stage? They don't seem to understand we're getting knocked out. Players have not got no pride, nor the manager. They deserve their boos. Moyes was crap, but at least in Europe, he beat the mugs. Southgate can't even do that. Pickford tried to play it forward more than our midfield. Yeah, a little bit. Big boot forwards. Saka doesn't get control of the ball. Bellingham battles for it well, at least. It's going to be Slovakia throwing. God, Lee Dixon's bad, isn't he? Like him as a footballer, but Jesus Christ, as a commentator, I cannot be dealing with Lee Dixon. Oh, not good. It's not good. We're passing it around amongst each other at the back between Rice, Gahey, and Stones. And there is very little. No real space. No real idea. Again, we're just sort of hoping that they're going to make a mistake. It's very frustrating to be in that position where you just sort of like hope that they're going to make some sort of error. Slowly wobbling our way forward. Walker on the ball. Finds Saka in towards Kane. Nice spin. Oh, that's a great opportunity. Kieran Trippier could be through. Pulls it across for Phil Foden, who puts it in. It's 1-1. I suspect it will go to VAR and maybe an offside. It looked sus, I'll say that. But Phil Foden puts it in and it's 1-1. I tell you what, we were waiting for them to make a mistake, and for some reason Slovakia just vacated huge amounts of space for Kieran Trippier. Huge amounts of space for Kieran Trippier. Imagine if Luke Shaw was on the pitch, how often we'd be able to do that. It will go to VAR. I'm not getting too crazy right now. I'm looking at the replay now. Ball comes in. Harry Kane controls it. There's so much space for Trippier, who controls it. That's going to be offside, surely. That's going to be offside, surely. When Trippier plays the ball across to Phil Foden, he looks just too far ahead of him. I think it's offside. I think it's offside. I'm not looking at a chat because obviously I know you'll be ahead of me. It's a good finish from Foden. Just, yeah, chalks off. 1-0. Back down to 1-0. But space there. Right, I'm gonna choose to look on the positive side of this bit. I'm gonna choose to look on the positive side, right? Bad times. Bad times. But so much space vacated for Trippier there. Just a ridiculous amount of space. One 0 Slovakia. Free kick to them inside the area, obviously. From the offside. And look, a VAR call that didn't take 18 hours. What a time to be alive. Harry Kane wobbles his way into the box. Harry Kane hits it. Deflection. Ooh. Dubravka for a moment there. Dubravka for a moment wobbling. I'll take it all back. Yeah, exactly. Potentially. That's my concern. I blame Moyes. Listen, why not? At this point, who cares? At this point, who cares? You know what I mean? Trippier whips it in from the corner. Dubravka punches it away. Bit of head tennis. Foden, poor pass to Walker, but at least gets control of the ball back to Jordan Pickford. Bold, you're a braver man than I, Richard. I will never interact with the wax. Just no. Just no. Yeah, it was a decent move. Again, huge space. Huge space that they just vacated for Trippier. I have no idea why. I guess because they don't think he's going to get into those positions because he's right-footed. I would assume, potentially, but like, oh my god, so big. Surprised he didn't just go for the shot himself, to be honest. I mean, I quite like the idea of him going for the cross instead. Obviously, it didn't work out in that instance, but I quite like that idea, but Jesus. Rice looking to try and play the ball forward. Blocked out from Duda. Going to be a throw into England. A little bit better over the last 5 minutes. Starting to put something together. Feels like we're getting a little bit of momentum here. Not much. Nothing to write home about, but just the beginnings of potentially a little bit of momentum. Saka in round the back, pulls it across. Number 3 gets the block. Lays it out the floor of Mainu. Rice passing it around. That's a poor pass from Rice again. Just completely kills the momentum. But it does feel like we're building something just a tiny little bit here. Who's the most boring manager, Moyes or Southgate? I mean, I would argue Southgate, but you know. Slovakia manager just screaming at his players to get forward. Trying to drag them out of the half as we get forced once again to go all the way back to the defender and goalkeeper to reset. Just screaming at them to get forward and to try and stop it from pushing forward in those positions. Bellingham plays it out to Walker, gets taken down. Free kick. It's a problem. Oh my lord! It was almost 2. What the hell happened? It came back from the replay. Oh my god! They're dumb. They're just dumb. They take the free kick quickly for some reason, and Stones, I think it was, who just wasn't concentrating. Was it Stones? Just not concentrating. Doesn't know the ball's even been played to him, and then the Slovakia player hits it with Jordan Pickford off his line, and it just goes wide. Talk about a let off. Jesus Christ. Jesus. It would have been insane. It would have been completely insane. Pickford, huge kick forward. Drops all the way into the hands of the Slovakia goalkeeper, Dubravka. I don't know. I don't know. That momentum we seem to be building has dropped down a little bit here. It's dropped out a little bit. It felt like we were building to something, and then they just successfully just pushed us back a little bit a couple of times and forced us back into an area where we weren't particularly capable of doing anything from. We need to be faster. We got to be faster than this, man. Trippier picks up the ball wide on the left-hand side, lays it back inwards towards Declan Rice. Ping it. Yeah. Just ping it. That's all we need. That's it. To Saka. Nice. Takes it past two men relatively well. Saka can't beat the first one again. It's a second time to keep it go, but Mainu gets the interception. Nice little 1-2. Does well as well just to play it out to Walker. This is nicely done between those three. Whipped in towards Harry Kane. Can't get his head onto the ball. Big ball forward. Foden manages to get his head onto it. Mainu nods it down to Rice, whose pass into Harry Kane was quite poor, and Slovakia can come away with the ball. Rice has been crap today. I can't lie. Oh. Rice gets the ball back. Forward. Trippier. Mainu. He's got a big crossfield diag if he wants to take it. He decides to go short to John Stones instead. England very high up the pitch. This is where we want to be. This is where we were creating some stuff from before, and it felt like momentum was building when we were in and around these areas, just forcing them back, lofted towards the back post, towards Bellingham, who can't quite get his head onto it, and it dribbles through into Dubravka. One of the Slovakia players is down, and I suspect will stay down for a little while. Is he rocking the Usher? The answer, yeah. A bad impression of Usher for a start. Secondly, not a joke worth telling. Thirdly, just stop, Charlie. You know what I mean? We are an utter embarrassment. Time for 5J changes to wake them up. It's a farce. Shame on the manager, shame on the coaching team, shame on the players. I think we're going to hit... I think I just heard them say 2 changes for Slovakia are incoming. Mainu. Like, don't get me wrong, there has been more in this half than there was in the first, but not enough for me to really sit here and be content with it, you know? Enough for Slovakia to maybe pull the trigger on some subs earlier than they might have. Try and just look to change a couple of bits and pieces up as the sort of momentum is building to try and kill it off before it gets to a significant stage. One of the things David Moyes was horrendous at, you know? Not making those subs to kill off momentum changes as they're happening, as opposed to waiting until the momentum has completely shifted and then doing it. Bellingham does well to take it past his man. Can he do anything with the ball at the other side of it? Lays it off short to Rice. We still have possession, I guess. Not a bad pass out to Trippier. This is going to be a decent area to cross the ball in. And Bellingham goes into it. Hand on face. He's fine. He's back up. Mainu back out to Trippier again. These are the situations where playing Trippier is kind of fine. Slow, but kind of fine. Mainu finds Rice. Back to Mainu. Again, just passing around just outside the area. Mainu decides to drive. He's taken out. That's got to be a free kick, surely, yeah. Free kick right outside the area. Kobe Mainu doing brilliantly there. Picks up the ball and just decides, yeah, do you know what? I'm going to take these boys on. Drives it past his man and is taken down clumsily by the Slovakia midfielder just outside the area. Maybe even arguably slightly too close. I'll be honest with you. Maybe even arguably slightly too close. But with Trippier over the ball, it's not exactly a bad opportunity. Big moment. If Trippier could put this one in, it would be a beautiful thing. Do I think he will? No, but yeah. The vibe from this team is, yeah, we're 1-0 down, but it's fine. We'll score at some point. Yeah, 100%. 100% feels that way. Can Saka cross? He's great until he needs to put the ball in. He's good at the pullbacks. Crossing with his right foot, I would not say is one of his strong points. Not say one of his strong points. The pullbacks are decent. Foden is also standing over it. I mean, if this isn't Kieran Trippier, if Foden even begins to try and hit this, it would be a disgrace. This is Kieran Trippier territory. think I think it might be Foden who's going to hit this. You know, it is. Hits the ball. Why would you not just let Trippier take that? What's the point? Bring back Beckham. Trippier's really good at free kicks. Right, here comes Slovakia's changes. Let's see if I can figure out. Haraslin and Strelec are coming off. Two of their front line. 4. Suslov and Bozanic. There you go. Bozanic. I've given it my best. I've given it my best. They've been time wasting for a while, to be fair. They've been time wasting for a while. Bowler Blazer saying, Ivan Toney got to come in. We're so poor. Sheffield United poor, says Eggy. Get Foden off, idiot. Yeah, I wouldn't be against taking him off. Wouldn't be against it, Nick. Wouldn't be against it. See people warming up. Watkins is out there along with Gallagher and Eze warming up. "15 minutes into the second half. Still no sign. Conor Gallagher is warming up. Everything will be fine. You know? Bellingham does well. Not a bad idea to try and play the ball into Foden. Dubravka does well to come out and claim that, although poor pass, and instantly England ring the ball back. Trippier, who's still down. Declan Rice decides to fire it in instead, right into the hands of Dubravka. Maybe could have won a free kick potentially if we stayed off it, but Dubravka choosing the nice thing of throwing it out, but also, let's be real, it's kind of a time waste at the same time. Trippier is still down. He's holding his leg quite significantly. It was a big clatter from a Slovakian defender who just completely mistimes it, misjudges it. It was rough. It was rough. The cards seem to have disappeared somewhat. While this happens, I'm gonna go and refill my water because I'm super thirsty. I'll try and look at the just in case. I'll look at the baby dolls while I'm there. Right. Hot water. I've checked. Baby bells are in fact in date. Not that there was much doubt. As previously stated, they are literally covered in wax. But the baby bells are in date, ladies and gentlemen. So if the chat goes for it, the chat goes for it. So I'm just trying to catch up on what's happened. Trippier, is he still off the pitch, or has he just come back? He's just come back on. He looks to be hobbling a little bit. Saka was playing at left back in the meantime, but Trippier, he's sprinting now. He doesn't look entirely comfortable though. I can't lie. Was there any subs while I was off? I doubt it, right? Yeah, no subs yet. Tell you what, it'd be interesting if we just moved Saka to left back in general. Didn't change formation, just lobbed Saka. Declan Rice goes down, it's going to be a free kick. Go for Bell. I'll tell you what, I'll put a poll up. Because it's not the usual West Ham thing, the rules of democracy will retain, but the we'll just lob the poll straight in. No messing. We'll give it a little while. So Saka. So England make a big change. Trippier coming off. Saka moving back into that left back spot. And Cole Palmer moving forward into the position where Saka was. It's bold. It's bold. He's going for it. And I'm not necessarily against it. Kieran Trippier was getting very... Imagine that scenario again, right? The offside goal. Imagine that again, but instead of Kieran Trippier running through, is Saka. Saka's hitting that ball straight into the net. So I'm not necessarily against this, given the fact we are sort of pushing for this. I'm not necessarily against it because he is going to be playing so high up the pitch. It's going to make us defensively a lot weaker, but he's going to be so far up the pitch that it's not going to be too much of a concern. And ultimately, being left-footed, maybe that will alleviate certain things. So I'm not necessarily against it, but very, very... I think if it's not clear now how unready to play football right now Luke Shaw is, this is maybe the biggest indicator of that. This is maybe the biggest indicator of that. Jeff saying need Gordon and Watkins on as well. Palmer likes to come central, so we have Foden, Bellingham, and him wanting to go to the same places. I don't get it. Yeah, that's my big concern. Has he really just put Saka at left back? Yes, but I'm not against it. He broke through into the Arsenal team as a left wing back. So, and ultimately, we're going to be playing so far up the pitch right now, trying to get back into this game that he's essentially going to be playing left wing back anyway. You know. Kane off, Tony on, says Bolo. He's just given up on Bowen for no reason. I don't get it digital either, but what are we going to do? Forget we're playing Slovakia and not Argentina. Southgate to become FA head of coaching. He'll probably have some role in the FA, even if he doesn't go back into club management, you know? England had 73% possession of the ball and had 8 shots and 6 corners compared to 23, 5 shots and no corners. Pickford annoys me. Yeah, he annoys me as well. He's brilliant in goal for England, but he annoys the hell out of me. Big ball out to Cole Palmer. Looks to try and cut his way in. It's not a bad ball. Foden can't quite get any sort of significant header, and it's going to be a corner. Slovakia complaining that the ball didn't get played out for one of their players who's down. We'll give it another minute on the bell poll, I guess. Or I'll have a look at where we're at, to be fair. Actually, I'll just end it there. It's been long enough, hasn't it? To be fair, it was overwhelming. 74% said yes, 25% said no. So I will be getting a bell in a few moments' time. Once this opportunity, once the play sort of ends, we'll be going and getting a bell. Foden whips it in. Stones can't get his head onto it. Hits the first man. Big battle in the air from Gay, I think it was. No, it was Mainu. It was Mainu. There's Gay charging back. Nice ball into the path of Foden. Puts it to Declan Rice. Takes 15 too many touches, but that's fine. We still have the ball. Foden puts it into a relatively dangerous area. One of the Slovakia player goes down under a brush from Harry Kane, and I now go and grab the bell. Give me a sec. Go back. There you go. We have it. We have the bell, ladies and gentlemen. First bell of the tournament. Notable. Notable. My sideburns are really sideburning today. Yeah, he passes it back to Pickford, passing it around at the back. Let's hope we're saved by the bell. One can only hope, Robert. One can only hope. Kane collects it. Plays it out wide to Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer plays it in. Jude Bellingham can't get the control. He goes down. That's no pen. There's no pen there. Mainu back to Rice. He's got an option out wide. Decides to take it. Palmer on the ball. Looks to try and cut his way inside. Then tries to cut his way back outside for some reason. But he keeps possession of the ball, so I'm not going to complain too much. England passing it around with no real vibe. But a big ball in from Mainu over the top of everyone. Dubravka is in. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The silent snack. It begins. First one in months, probably. Months. We're in. I forgot how difficult these are to eat when you just lob it in your mouth all in one go. We're there, people. Bell acquired. Bell consumed. Luck activated. We hope. Rice finds Saka. Back to Rice. There's a run from Bellingham. Instead, he decides to spray it. Bellingham looks back at Rice as if to go. Finds Cole Palmer wide on the right-hand side. Mainu. Back to Rice. Foden looking for Saka. Well, there was a moment where Saka was there, but instead he goes back to Rice. It's like watching West Ham 2022. Just everyone passing back to Rice non-stop with no real sense of rhythm or rhyme or reason. Good charge from Bellingham. Looks to try and put it back onto his strong foot. The dink in wasn't bad. No one there. Mainu gets his head onto it. Stones controls it and then lays it back to Gahey. Back to Stones. Well done from England. Quickly recycled there. I like that. Much better than usual. Unfortunately, what happens is we instantly pass the ball backwards again from Kyle Walker, which means that momentum that we could have just kept up sort of dissipates a bit. But we're still there. Little adverts surrounding the stadium. You love to see it. One of their players down as per usual. Bellingham looking to try and play it in. Finds Declan Rice. Tell you what, it's a good tackle from the Slovakia player. And it's a nice little layoff. They're going to waste as much time as possible. You've got to respect it. You've got to respect it. Look like they're going to hit on the counter-attack. Look like get the England players to stand away as far away from them as possible. Ooh. Ooh. His ankle does look twisted there, to be fair. I thought we would lose, but I never really thought we would lose. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. There is that sort of inevitability, but also at the same time, like, really? Kind of vibe about it. Gets past someone, decides to turn back and then put it in. Is he Ben Rama in disguise? He confirmed to Leon today, right? Did that happen today? Or did I hear wrong? I haven't actually checked. I could have just checked the official Twitter account, but I haven't actually checked. Does that officially happen? Southgate is wearing moisturizer. There's something in the war. 19 minutes to go, and we have not got a clue how to play football. The under-21 team would do better. A reminder that we're getting knocked out about 20. We're getting knocked out in about 20 minutes, and we've made one change. Overpaid prima donnas says Forest Gate lads. Moyes and Southgate love a child kills the beautiful game. They don't need to give Kane nourishment. He needs cocaine. Southgate is... That is a word and a half. Moist baiting? Is that how we're going to go with it? Every 2 years we are subjected to these national humiliations. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a national pastime, really. You know? How can he justify one sub so far? It's bold. Southgate sacked tonight. Moyes could ish house Moyes could ish house a 3-1 win against this England team with its own bench. Moyes is a better tactical manager than Southgate. I'll give it that. It's a different scenario, club management and national management, obviously, but I genuinely do believe that. Now, are either of them good? It's a different question, but you know. 14 minutes plus stoppage time. Gahey firing the ball forward, looking for Bellingham on the run. Skriniar knocks it out. Cole Palmer Cole Palmer, I was going to say collects it, but he lets it go out for a throw. Takes it quickly to Jude Bellingham. Not bad. Then it looks to me, I'm not going to lie, it looks to maybe win a free kick and just doesn't. He's getting bullied by two players and there's no foul there. I think the referee's nailed that one, to be fair to him. Terrible pass from Slovakia, and England can come again with it. Gahey on the ball on the center line. Halfway line, that's the word I was looking for. Christ alive, Charlie. Foden goes down vocally. Yellow cards for the Slovakian player. Peknaric. Yeah, it's an easy foul, easy yellow, that one. That I genuinely never understood fortunes. I genuinely did not know how we were favourites for this tournament. I can't lie. But, you know. Foden whips the ball in. Header! Oh, my God! Harry Kane! Harry Kane! A beautiful whipped-in ball, and he gets on the end of it under no real pressure, and he stays with his face down for just a split second, knowing that it was a great opportunity, and he doesn't even get it on target. Dubravka was rooted. I mean, it was a difficult header. It came in very quickly to him, but oof. Oof. I think it was difficult for him, but that is such a good opportunity. By Benjamin Jared Bowen at the opposite place, yeah, basically. That's all you need, really. That's all you need. It was free. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think it was difficult, but it is free. And in this sort of scenario, likewise with the volley, I think the volley earlier was early enough in the game where you can kind of go, yeah, it was difficult. This is late enough in the game when you're 1-0 down to, even though I think it was a difficult header to make happen. You know, Watkins would have scored that. I don't know. Again, I'm not against Watkins coming on, but I don't know. Laid out wide to Bellingham. That's not a bad ball in, but Dubravka collects it. There's no England player in that central area to really challenge him for it at all, and Dubravka can collect it. Couldn't afford to miss that. Yeah, that's basically what I'm. That's a good way of putting it, Obsidian. That's a very good way of putting it. Listen, Liz would have us down, what, like 13-0, like 20 minutes into the game somehow. Be very impressive how bad it would go. And then Rish, I'm not going to make more political jokes. I'm going to leave the political jokes there. I'm tempted to carry on making political jokes, but I'm not going to. On the bright side, at least not getting knocked up by a supermarket. Silver linings. You know? Cole Palmer on the ball, out wide on the right-hand side, looking to try and play There was Mainoo was on the through ball, and instead he finds Walker, back heels it back to Cole Palmer, into Phil Foden. Saka out wide on the left, looking to try and cross it in. Rice looking to shoot from range off the post. Harry Kane can't convert it. Again, an incredibly difficult one. Declan Rice just out of nowhere, out of the blue on the edge of the area. The sort of thing that would really frustrate me as a West Ham fan. It absolutely hammers it from range. It dips down and beats Dubravka and hits the inside of the left post. And it bounces back up towards Harry Kane. It comes at him way too quickly. That one you can forgive him not converting. But flipping heck. Flipping heck. Close. Close. And with 10 minutes to go, England still remain 1-0 down. And another 2 changes for Slovakia. With Kuka and Duda both on yellow cards, they're coming off for Berro and Benes. So Berro, I think Benes. Yeah, that's how I'm going to say it. There you go. Here's the thing. I wouldn't say they're totally comfortable, but I wouldn't say they are anywhere close to being uncomfortable, if you see what I'm saying. They're not sitting pretty, but they aren't... they're not, like, scared. Do you know what I mean? Carlton Cole coming on. Vazte would have buried that. Vazte would have buried that. And don't get me too excited with this Carlton Cole talk, you know what I mean? 8 minutes to go. Plus stoppage time. There is, I think Eze I think that looks like Eze's about to come on. Big ball spread across to Cole Palmer. He does really well to keep that in, to be fair to him, and to win that. Throw in, takes it quickly. I think it was Eze on the side of the pitch. It looked like he was about to come on. Terrible pass from... Kyle Walker's been crap today as well, and that's another awful pass from him. So many players will get away with it because of Southgate, but honestly, so many of them have just refused to turn up. Declan Rice, Jesus Christ, he's been a lot better in this second half. I didn't like his first half performance at all, but he was much better in the second half. Very dangerous play there from him, but he works it out. But yeah, don't know. Do not know. We could play it till Christmas. We wouldn't score. It definitely feels that way. John Stones. Yeah, it is Eze who's going to come on. For Mainoo. Trying to sort of see where Eze is taking up. He looks like he's taking up that left wing spot. Picks up the ball instantly. Cuts inside. He looks like he's taking up that left wing spot, and Foden has come more central. We'll see if that is a sort of permanent thing. Poor pass from Cole Palmer, but it was difficult for him to try and stuff that one. He does well to fight and win it back, though, as does Bellingham. Nice turn from Eze, who looks... he falls over. He looked to try and shoot, but then pulled it back and ends up falling over. Ball comes out wide once again to... Bellingham looking to take on his man, getting absolutely pushed to the floor. It's going to be a free kick to England. Sir, Dave, how are you? Had to come home to watch it as it's depressing in the pub. Yeah, very, very fair. I'm looking forward to Forbidden Door, though. I probably won't get to watch it till tomorrow morning now, but I'm looking forward to Forbidden Door. Very looking forward to Forbidden Door. Yeah, I'm not... Listen, I'm not against Eze coming on. I want to see Bowen, but I'm not... Yeah, maybe, DC, maybe. I would like to see Bowen come on. DC saying Bowen is the player you need when you're hanging on to 1-0 up, not losing. Ball gets whipped in, punched away. He has a directness that I like about him. You know, he has a directness on the ball of just like going for it, just gunning for it, which we have really lacked today. And in a lot of the tournament, we've really lacked. And it was notable when he came on in the first game, coming on and instantly creating a chance, you know. Eze looking to battle for it. The problem is Cole Palmer's come on the right now, so he's just not going to come on. But Slovakia looking to counter-attack, easily cut out. This second half has been ours, but like I say, I wouldn't say they've been totally comfortable, Slovakia, but they haven't been timid. They haven't been scared. They haven't been sitting there really struggling at all. Foden takes a big deflection and Palmer collects it. Stopped out from Slovakia, going to be an England throw. Looking to try and whip it in. Not a bad pass. I need to check my match bingo. Palmer looking to try and play it in. 2 lines has been... Congratulations, by the way, if you are in here. I don't know if you are. So whoever's just won 2 lines, congratulations on the match bingo. Link in the description below. There we go. Link in the description below. It was not me. I have completed a line. You can see how close I am on this one. Look how close I am on this one to a full house as well. But I need a goal in the 9th or 10th minute and 9 or 10 minutes of injury time, and I've got a full house. I'm close to a full house. Just a huge shot from range from Lobotka. There was no real pressure on him to really do that, but he goes for it for some reason. Thrown quickly. Walker. It's risky, weird movements. Foden with a depressing pass to Cole Palmer is the only way I can describe it. Saka finds Bellingham, trying to find some space going forwards. Stones lays it out wide to Cole Palmer. Nice ball inwards to Phil Foden. Pulls it across. There's no one there. Stabbed away from Lobotka. It's going to be a corner to England. Yeah, I wouldn't be against it. He's brought on Cole Palmer, and that's sort of what's happened. But I personally wouldn't be against. I wouldn't be against Boeing at any situation. I don't think DC's wrong with what DC's saying, actually, to be fair. And I think if you're winning, then Bowen is a brilliant option to have. But in a situation when you need something, his directness is very useful. Ball gets played in. Bellingham can't get his head to it. Back towards goal from Eze. Back out from the Slovakian defenders. And then Eze eventually fouls someone somehow. And it's going to be a free kick in about 15 minutes from Slovakia, as Dubravka is also down on his knees. If there wasn't more reasons to dislike Lee Dixon, just incorrectly naming players there, but still. Yeah, yeah, KP saying problem is making late subs as players come on, try too hard to make errors. Palmer being a case in point. I think Eze there just pushing the Slovakian player in the back when he really doesn't need to. And it was never going to be a problem. I strongly agree, Collingwood. I strongly agree. I think don't get me wrong, Southgate is going to come into a huge amount of criticism for this tournament as well, and rightly, he deserves to be. He's not been. It's just been all over the shop this tournament, but the players have been trash, and they are for the most part going to get away with it, which is really annoying because I really first half I couldn't name a single England player who I thought played well, and that's not the first time in this tournament it's been that bad. Palmer looking to try and get it forward, can't. "15 seconds plus stoppage time for England to get a goal to take it to extra time." Nice play from Slovakia, to be fair. Played out wide to the right-hand side. There's Saka trying to get back into position. Terrible pass from Slovakia. It's going to be a throw-in. Quickly taken. 5 minutes of added time. 6 minutes? Maybe 6? I don't know. The graphic says 5. The graphic has now changed to 6. It's 6. It's 6. 6 minutes for England to get an equaliser. Declan Rice. Back to Gay. They're just passing it around here, England, trying to find a bit of space going forward. Saka lays it short to Eze. Nice turn from Erebici Eze. Wins a corner. David Moyes is number 1 target there, Erebici Eze. Fun fact. Can start to look forward to the new season in 1 minute plus. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Eze to take the corner. In swinger from the left-hand side. Not bad. Looking for the back post, but Dubravka does well to punch it. Foden loses out on the throw-in to Slovakia. Four and a half minutes to go. Again, I don't want to make politics jokes, but Rishi Sunak's campaign, and I want to go back to America. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What is it about Sunday football ruining the weekend? I know, Obsidian. I know. John Stones down. Big hoof forward. John Stones goes flying into it. Lands with a bit of a thud. He flies. He tries to get his header onto it. Takes a big collision with the Slovakia player and ends up having a big old thud on the floor. Slovakia making another sub. It's a great finish. Looking at Slovakia goal again. It's a really good finish, and the temptation to go down there would be so strong. Gyomba coming on. Gyomba coming on for Scrans. Three minutes to go. 3 minutes to go. I think they just said Ivan Toney's coming on. Yeah, Ivan Toney's stripped off and ready to come on. And they're just going to give him minutes at the tournament, given they brought him. Is that where we're at? Is he the only player who hasn't had minutes yet, apart from the goalkeepers? Ramsdale, Henderson, Shaw hasn't, Konsa hasn't, Dunk hasn't, Gomez hasn't. No, okay, the answer to that is no. No, he's the only non-defensive player. Forward to Walker. 1-2 with Palmer. It was a nice idea. Take a throw in. Ivan Toney going to be coming on. Who for? Foden. Foden off. Toney on. Did you just say that was Brentford's first ever representative at a major tournament? Maybe? Don't know. Foden off. It's bold, but I mean, it makes sense. Just throw everything at it at this moment in time. Long throw in towards the box. Bounces back out. Rice trying to hook it back in. Doesn't quite work. It's going to be another throw. I mean, yeah. I mean, I guess at that point, you might as well just bring on the big man and just hope for the best, you know? Just lob it in there. Happens again. Bounces down. Bellingham. Oh my God, Bellingham's just scored an overhead kick. Jude Bellingham, coming for the man, coming for the hour, has just scored an overhead kick to equalise with 1.5 minutes to go. Jesus Christ, we're going to have another 30 minutes of watching England play football. Jude Bellingham with an absolute peach. Everyone runs across to celebrate with him from the bench. Dunk's there, Ramsdale's there, they're all there. Jude Bellingham. Jesus Christ. Big long throw comes into the box. It's headed on. And Jude Bellingham does brilliantly to adjust. It's just behind him. Up high and then hits an overhead kick. So much pressure on him coming into this tournament. First game he lived up to it, and since then he hasn't. Today he's been nowhere near good enough, and then out of nowhere, with a minute to go, pulls off an overhead kick to keep England in this tournament. Jesus Christ. Jude Bellingham. Jude Bellingham. 1-1. 1-1. Well, probably got another 30 minutes of this now to go. Don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. This is torture. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Bloody hell. Bloody hell. Still going. Match is still going, by the way. Slovakia passing the ball around. Big hoof forward from Dubravka. Eze heads it on. Bounces about. Harry Kane somehow just about gets the control. Look at us playing two up top. Maybe we were wrong. Maybe big Allardyce 4-4-2 is the way to go. There we go. Full-time whistle goes. Full-time whistle goes, and it's 1-1. I don't know how to. I don't know what to feel. I don't know what to feel. I don't know what to say. Half an hour to go. Half an hour to go. I don't know if I've got that in me. I can't lie to you. I don't know if I've got that in me. Yeah, mad. It seemed destined to go out, and then listen, just a long throw into the box, a little deflected header, and all of a sudden, it's a beautiful thing. An overhead kick from Jude Bellingham. That thing we were talking about having those individuals and those being able to produce those moments. And if they aren't producing moments frequently enough, then your tactic isn't allowing that. And that's probably part of the problem, if not the biggest problem here. Jude Bellingham, when the needs were where it was most dire, producing in the moment, an overhead kick to keep England in this tournament. Half an hour to go. I don't know if I can take it. I don't know if I want to, but half an hour extra to go. We've got a 4-4-2 system here. With I don't know what's going to happen. At this point, I genuinely don't know what's going to happen. England have sort of got everyone on the pitch from an attacking perspective at this point. You look at the lineup that's running across your bottom of the screen currently. We've got a right winger playing at left back. We've got basically Declan Rice and a bunch of attacking midfielders and two strikers. If the 30 minutes continues in the sense that we've just seen, with it just being us bombarding Slovakia towards the end of that game with the players we've got on the pitch, it's difficult to see us not scoring again. It's been a very, very difficult, turgid game. But Jesus Christ, that might be effective at this point. Having said that, Slovakia have been really, really strong, and we are not exactly defensively sound. We are not defensively sound. And so there is a question that needs to be raised there. I genuinely cannot tell you how this is going to go. I cannot tell you how this is going to go. After about 5-10 minutes of that second half, I knew how it was going to go. I didn't think we were going to score a last-minute equalizer by any stretch of imagination. But I knew vibe-wise it was going to be as dire as it was. At this point, could not tell you. Could not tell you at all. God knows. God knows. We're going to be playing 4-4-2. Why not? Why not? Would say he inspired Bellingham. Maybe he did. Maybe he listened to his Diary of a CEO podcast. When stoppage time got called or something. Oh, Jesus, I'm done. I'm physically done. I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I'm not saying I can last another half an hour. Jesus Christ. This is the inverse moist formation. It's very much that. It's just everyone going for it. Moist would have said we played well today. Mike Bassett for manager. Get him in. Get him in. Trent Ons go down the right. Do you know what? I wouldn't be against Trent for Walker. Walker's been crap, in my opinion. Or he's been nowhere near good enough. Would that be the change I would make? I don't know. But I wouldn't be against it. Just to get some crossing in from that side that's actually accurate. Who knows? What on earth would anyone bring Trent on for? What to even do? Just get accurate crossing. I think Walker's been crap. But again, I don't know if that's the change I would make in this one. I can't lie to you. Slovakia have got no subs left. Take them out. They get extra sub? They get an extra sub now, right? That's how it works. Am I wrong? I don't know. Would you be more angry if we lost on pens or in regular time? Probably in regular time. I don't know. You know me. Richard. You've been around long enough to know that I just don't get angry really that often anyway. So it wouldn't be anger, but it would certainly be just the defeatist depression. And that would probably be from regular time. It's been emotional. It's not the players. It's Southgate, says Still Richards. 10-year contracts for Southgate. It's been crap. He crosses from the right. Great if you have two target men and Kane and Tony. That's kind of right. That's kind of the logic here. The half is about to kick off in a second. We need to cut over to Moisasaurus in the studio for some inspirational insight. Walker has been crawling, getting Southgate tattoo. Rice is dead on his feet. Now we've got big Ivan on. Crosses make a bit more sense. Lingard would be a game changer, says one pot. Collingwood, I think you get an extra window to make a sub an extra time. Right, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. We're underway. Come on, you Lions. Deploy the boys. I'm Tony instantly going for a flick around the back. Time to run two tings. I'm Tony winning a free kick instantaneously. Really, the only first thing he's managed to really do, if we're being honest about it. Gyumba under pressure. He manages to get the ball, tries to flick it over. Goes back, wins the ball forward, and then under pressure, being pushed by Gyumba. And he goes down. Free kick. Impact from Ivan Toney. Right, going to be a free kick. It's basically a corner, if we're being honest. It's almost on the corner flag. Cole Palmer to take. Again, we've got bigger men in there now with Ivan Toney as well. Or just an extra big man, I guess. Palmer to take it, whips it in, punched away. Eze, Swaz is at it. Kane! Oh my god, it's 2-1! It's 2-1! 54 seconds into the extra time, Harry Kane puts England 2-1 ahead with a header. Shot comes in from range, deflects upwards, headed back towards Harry Kane, who's open and nods it past Dubravka. It's 2-1. Jesus Christ, it's 2-1. And there's no offside, there's no nothing that I could see either. Bloody hell, ball gets whipped in from Cole Palmer, it's punched away from Dubravka well. Eze takes a shot, it flicks up and then header by, I think it's Ivan Toney. I think it is. It's Ivan Toney. He nods it back towards goal. I don't know whether he's meaning to do what he does, but it's a beautiful header in towards Harry Kane, who's in space. He's not marked. Dubravka's scrambling across his goal. The Skriniar's trying to stop him from getting it, but Harry Kane's header is solid. It's open, and he makes up for that missed opportunity before. England 2, Slovakia 1. And I almost feel bad for him as well, Will. I can't lie to you. I almost feel bad for him as well, but flipping heck. Listen, Bolo, and who was the other person who called it as well earlier on, and I said I didn't think he'd change it. Listen. Wrong again. Charlie Walsh, wrong again. England 2, Slovakia 1. Bloody hell. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. I don't know what's going on. We'll win this 5-1 at this point, maybe. I don't know what's going on anymore. I'll tell you what, there's probably going to be a full house somewhere Not for me, obviously, on the old match bingo. Sponsors of Euros, check them out. Link in the description below. It is technically betting and bingo football combo. You buy cards, they get there. For example, this one, in which I only have 2 things left. I need a headed goal for Slovakia, which probably won't happen, and a corner awarded for Slovakia. I get those. That's a full house there. What about this one? What was this? Goal in 9th or 10th minute or 9 to 10 minutes of injury time. That'll be close, but that's a full house. There's probably a full house out there. Link in the description below if you're interested. I'm close. I'm close. It's today the day. Not bad from Slovakia trying to play the ball in. Walker, again, making very interesting decisions. John Stones easily wins a goal kick. Walker just making yet more bizarre decisions. Just doing very weird things. This is so wrong. It's not right, is it, Dennis? If we're being honest, it's not right. My accumulator has been rescued. Good times. Good times. Listen, I like Ivan Toney a lot. I just thought he was too similar to Kane. What I didn't think about, Bolo, was the idea of just having 2 strikers. Just never crossed my mind. Never crossed my mind. Oh. Tony getting his foot on it to Harry Kane. It's going to be a free kick to Slovakia. Skriniar is down looking in a lot of pain. Harry Kane reaching out his foot. Maybe just got Skriniar in the thigh with some studs there. Yeah. He wouldn't stay down in this scenario if he wasn't in actual pain. So hope he's okay. Having the 2 up front is an interesting idea because then you all of a sudden you have, if one of them drop off, which they're both known to do. They're both known to be able to drop off and play make. Obviously, Harry Kane to a ridiculously high degree. Ivan Toney a little bit less. But that leaves you with one still up front, which is interesting. A double target man formation. Also on for pens. Yeah, it's a fair point. That's not a bad point, actually, Phil. Bowen to come on and score a hat-trick. Tone, listen, I'd be here for it. I'd be here for it. Not going to happen, but I'd be here for it. Can't wait for this all to end so I can go back and focus on Guilherme. Yeah, I'm looking forward to watching him. I'm really looking forward to preseason this year. I always love preseason, but I'm really looking forward to preseason this year. Oh, I'm so tired. Lobotka looking to maybe try and spread it forward. Slovakia just passing it around. 9 minutes left of the first half stoppage time. Poor pass, poor touch. Saka can't get away from the ball. He's taken up space on the right. Saka, interestingly. Have we changed to a 5 at the back? Why is Saka there? Because Walker's very tight on the inside. Have we changed to a 5 at the back or a 3 at the back? Saka gets deflection on the cross. Declan Rice charges away from it, turns way too riskily, but it works out. And a big boot forward for Ivan Toney. Again, he stays forward. Harry Kane drops deep in that instance. We win a free kick. Have we changed to a 3/5 at the back? Oh. They say England don't deserve to be in the lead, nor do Slovakia. Fair. I think I would say England don't deserve to be in the lead, and I would say Slovakia don't deserve to be losing. You know what I mean? It's a slight variation on it, but the distinction is important, I guess, is how I would word it. Mike is saying, I'm nonplussed about England, especially when we play so poor, yet managed to pull a rabbit out of the hat and save Southgate's backside. To be fair, I feel like Southgate's going to go at the end of this tournament regardless. I don't think he's going to come out of this tournament unscathed regardless. Even if we win something, I suspect he will. It does look like right. Thank you. Okay, Collingwood. Thank you. Because I was like, am I going crazy here? Because Saka's moved across to right wing back, and Eze's on the left. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Yeah, that's what I make it out to be as well. Okay, cool. I'm not going crazy, and I trust Collingwood. He's Atlas, so I trust him. I trust him. I trust him implicitly in these matters. Can't believe we've got extra time. I'm so tired. I can't take it. I can't take it. Don't know what that means. Hurt as well a little bit. I can't lie. Stress, DC. Stress, also potentially accurate. Potentially accurate. David Platt, Italian 90 vibes at Bellingham goal. Mad. He's just scored an overhead kick to keep England in the tournament. That is truly crazy. That is truly bananas. Slovakia playing the ball around. Big boot across for the crossfield diag. Eze gets his head onto it. Lobotka looking to try and turn his way past Declan Rice. Doesn't make it happen. Back goes Slovakia, passing the ball around now. It's interesting to go to three at the back, especially with Saka not at left wing back. Whip towards, good save from Pickford, comes and collects it. Happy to take his time, give it a bit of the tranquilo. Oh. See Ivan Toney telling Pickford to hit it big and hit it towards him. Big hoof up there. Jesus Christ, Jordan Pickford. Jordan Pickford's thighs are overpowered. That kick was huge. That kick was massive. Bro just boot it the entire length of the pitch. So close on a couple of full houses. I know the thing is, I know other people will be too, given it's that late into a game. There's been goals in a game, so I know other people are going to be close to full houses on match bingo. But I'm so close. If this is how I finally win at match bingo, what the absolute scenes, the absolute scenes. Maybe. I mean, to be fair, the two up front thing we've got going on is kind of working for us a little bit. It's giving us a dimension going forward that we just didn't have before. We're still sitting back probably deeper than most people would want and stuff like that, but like it gives us a dimension going forward that we just didn't have before, and that's a big deal. Ball goes all the way back to Dubravka. He's gonna stride out with it. It was all go for about 2 minutes of football. It was all go. The rest of time, we're back to the same, just like. It's an interesting question. If he does bring on Gallagher, it'd be interesting to see. You could see a situation in which it'd be Harry Kane. You could see a situation in which it'd be Bellingham. They're probably the two I would suspect. See what you're forgetting, right? Was we didn't need runners. We didn't need runners on Harry Kane. What we needed is more big men. That was the answer all along. More big men, more target men. It is the opposite of runners, but it's the solution. The header in towards Harry Kane to also header it in. Bang. No messing. Pickford collects that one well. Nice collection. No, I don't. I don't. Which, to be fair, I'm not fussed about. I'm more just fussed about the fact I'm tired and I can't be asked. Is there any shock? Bell goes in. 2 goals. Bellingham overhead kick. Yet more evidence. Big boot forward from Pickford. Bellingham looking to try and win the header. Can't. Ivan Toney can't get the control. Boot over the top. Walker trying desperately to stop his man and does. That's not a bad ball in though for Slovakia. Goes down. Referee says play on. This is a great counter-attacking opportunity if we can take it. Cole Palmer charges forward with the ball, skips past the challenge nicely. Ivan Toney towards the back stick. Can he find him? Is he going to go for a goal himself? He tries. Not bad. Try a little flick over. Saka's there. He goes down. That's no pen there. It was close. It was close. Let's not disrespect Prime San Marino here, Jamie. Let's not disrespect Prime San Marino. I mean, I'm reflecting the vibe. I'm reflecting the vibe, you know. Palmer tries to come away with the ball. Doesn't. It's going to be a free kick to Slovakia. Honestly, I think it's harsh, but I understand it. Who is at left back now? It's Eze. We're playing a 3 at the back. We've switched to a 3 at the back system. Our right wing back is Saka, and our left wing back is Eze. We actually look like a football team for the first time in this tournament. We've changed tactics for the first time in this tournament. Shockingly. Bloody hell. Slovakia almost made it 2-2. They punt the ball forward quickly. The whip on that cross. Jesus Christ. Bro, he put all of the swaz on that possible. Fired in towards the back post, and you feel like if the Slovakia player got a touch, it would end up in the back of the net. But no, somehow it ends up over. 1 minute of stoppage time in extra time to go. Then a brief break before 15 more minutes. Long. Nodded back from John Stones to Pickford. He's going to take his time with this one. Any touch should be 2-2. Yeah, I mean, any touch you would imagine would go in. Can you get the oof sound effect? I could do. Do you reckon it's copyrighted? I mean, we know it's copyrighted if you've seen the H Bomber Guy video about where the oof sound comes from. We know there's problems with it. But do you reckon I would get a copyright strike from it is the answer. It's the question. Palmer lays it short to Rice. Back to Eze. Toney with a poor touch, but thankfully it doesn't damage us because that's the first half up. 2-1. Two lightning minutes of football on either side of the full-time whistle. And I was going to say West Ham, England go in 2-1 up against Slovakia and all of a sudden feel like they might be going through to the quarterfinals. Mad. 15 more minutes to go. After a brief pause for water and tactics and whatnot. 15 more minutes to go. Gallagher is fully stripped off, by the way. All the players are sort of huddled around and having conversations. But Gallagher is fully stripped off. Southgate is talking to... I feel like Southgate is talking to a couple of his players. He was talking to Bellingham a second ago, then said something to Harry Kane, then came across and gave some instructions to Ivan Toney. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, I genuinely couldn't tell how that half was going to go. It feels a little bit more like England will get through now. Whether through luck or sheer willpower, it's up to you which way you word it. But it does feel a little bit like that will happen. I don't know. You're seeing a little team talk huddle now from the England camp. I prefer golden goal, but the advertisers paid more money without it. Golden goal is a vibe, a terrifying vibe, you know, that I'm solidly here for. and also find like scary. Congratulations to whoever's won the full house. Someone has won the first full house. I think they've won a second. And they've won a second. The second full house. Both full houses have been claimed now on the match bingo. Charlie Walsh goes yet another game out winning. Gonzo's won in this tournament. Gio and both Gonzo have won normally as well. A lot of people in the chat have won. Chuck won today from the chat earlier on in match bingo. Of course, link is in the description below. And now both full houses have gone as well. Charlie Walsh not getting involved in either of them. Fuming. So close as well. So close. Like, if you look at my cards, look how close. I mean, you can just see at the top there. Look how close all of them are. They're all like 2 away. Fuming. But Conor Gallagher is coming on. Gallagher's coming on. So, Gallagher and Konsa have come on for Kane and Bellingham. So, Gallagher for Bellingham is just a straight swap. That one's a straight swap with a little bit more defensive solidity there. And then I assume what will happen is Eze will move forward. So, Eze will move forward. Saka will remain... Walker will... Okay, right. That's how it will work. So, Konsa will come in and play alongside the other two as a back three. You'll have Walker playing as a right wing back. You'll probably have Saka as a left wing back, and then you'll have Eze moving further forward. Is how I think that will play out. But Konsa and Gallagher are on for Kane and Bellingham. I don't know what I said, but probably. And yet here we are. I'm sure Kane was standing over the halfway line and Bellingham was standing over the halfway line as he said something to them as well. I'm just saying. Gallagher will give away a pen. He's useless. I think Gallagher's a good player. I think he's been... I've not been impressed by him in this tournament at all, but he's a good player. But in this tournament, he's been crap. But then again, so have literally all of the England team, so... Yeah, I guess that is it. I guess that's the idea, though, right? You want to shore it up more. Played across Declan Rice covering that one out. Or was it John Stones? I think it was John Stones. I guess that's the risk you take, right? Jordan Pickford. Jordan Pickford shouting instructions. Big boot looking for Ivan Toney. Can't get the control. A front three of Toney, Eze, and Cole Palmer. Declan Rice and Gallagher just behind him with the back five. Toney does well just to hold that one up. Plays it back to Gallagher, who of course goes backwards. It's the way it goes. It's just be laughing at us. That's 15 minutes problem, you know? I've got 15 minutes more to survive before I even start considering that. Pickford under a bit of pressure, passes it to Stones. Long, it's a poor pass. Eze looking to try and come forward with the ball. Oh, and he takes it past his man well and then gets absolutely clattered. Clattered from the Slovakian defender who picks up a yellow card for his troubles. Dennis Vavro with the yellow card. Absolutely took Eze out big time there. Another change from Slovakia. Petric off. Kupta coming on. Bobby Favreau, you bad man. Ain't good enough to laugh at anyone, but I wouldn't fancy. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Lobotka looking for the long ball forward. Gallagher manages. He did well on the first attempt there, Gallagher. Second one, full stretch, sort of trips over his man. I think I just heard someone swearing at Conor Gallagher. Unsurprisingly. It wouldn't shock me if we saw a Lobotka shot from here. I know he can hit them. I don't know how his free kicks are, but I've watched him absolutely smack some pile drivers in his day. Yeah. Strongly agree. That's what we're missing. It's what we're missing, you know? It's what we're missing. Maybe ever so slightly too far away, potentially from Slovakia. I don't think so, though. It will be within shooting. It's probably within. He's going to take it. He'll take a pot shot. Over the wall. Over the bar. Over the wall, over the bar. Pickford was there. Tukta hits it. He gets it over the wall, but it's significantly over the bar. No, I don't think I did. It was. I think it sounded like a coach, but I'm not entirely certain. But it did sound like a coach who went, "Connor, for F's sake," or something like that. That's what it sounded like to me. If there ever was an example, they just cut to Bellingham on the bench and I could just see Luke Shaw. I'm like, that boy is not fit. 9 minutes to go. 9 minutes to go. Poor pass from the I think it was Davro. Tony then loses out on the ball. It's going to be a free kick to Slovakia. Wasn't me. I used the C word. Fair. Subscribe. Like the video if you haven't already. Helps us out massively. The liking, I'm not going to lie, especially with the England games. Played forward, headed away from Eze. I think Eze is... So Saka hasn't moved to left wing back like I thought would happen. Eze's still out there. Konsa seems to have taken up almost... I don't know. Good block from Konsa. Slovakia second throw, looking for a long one. Oh, sorry if I've just made you yawn. Bloody hell, Palmer almost. Ball comes back in from Slovakia. It's cleared away, just about cleared away. If we reach the final, Shaw might be fit. Maybe. At this point, who knows? Whipped back in towards the box. Close. Very, very close. It's a good ball in for Slovakia. A really nice cross ball. And Walker just happy to let that one go out. Last second adjusts just to move it away. Maybe. I mean, it all comes down to selection for me. He doesn't get to decide if he's selected or not. You know what I mean? I don't think it's up to him. I would put everything on. I would put everything on Southgate and the selections. Solid. Can you imagine? I don't know. That's one of the most intriguing things about it is I'm not certain. Moyes in a kilt. Love that. I don't know. My gut. What do you think, Dave? My gut says it's too soon to take it off Swerve. And Osprey has a belt, so it's not too deep. But at the same time, Osprey's just got that momentum right now. What do you reckon? Tony playing the Antonio role well. That's what he's there for. So hang around up front, push the centre backs back. Every time it comes in, just take it down, win free kicks. Done another one there. That's another yellow card. This time for Gyomba. Norbert Gyomba, the amazingly named. You watch Tony. You watch Tony playing the. You've not sorted the timer out. Is it? What's it? Why is it broken? Oh, if I just did, I just not press play after. Thank you, Collingwood. You know, you watch Tony playing the Antonio role, and all of a sudden, it makes a lot of sense why David Moyes wanted him so much. There we go. We're in time now. Thank you, Collingwood. Appreciate it. Big ball forwards. Tony looking to win the header, doesn't. But England come away with the ball regardless. Eze. He's done well since he's come on. Oof, it was a nice idea to try and drag it past. Couldn't take it past two men, only just the one that time. And then pushes the presses, the nice pressing on from the failed position. That's not a phrase, but I've said it out loud now. Lobotka looking to try and spread it forward. It's nice control as well. Really nice control from a Slovakia player. Good ball forward, but a really nice little control. Lobotka. Vavro. A little bit of bouncing around. Gay gets the block. It's going to be a corner to Slovakia. Four and a half minutes to go, plus stoppage. Slovakia to take the corner from our left-hand side. It's going to be an in-swinger. Swerve will win. This is an MJF Osprey storyline, and he's making first. It's a good, solid shout. How far are we away from All In? 2 months? Do you have time to build Osprey back for another world title match at All In? You probably don't, do you? Whipped in, headed away strongly from Tony. And then Eze just hooks it away into space. There's not a single player there. The Slovakian goalkeeper comes across and collects it. Do you reckon there's enough time to build up? Because Osprey in my head for a World Championship match at All In makes sense, but ultimately there might not be time to rebuild that. So maybe you just have him in like a huge match. You put him against Danielson or something at All In. All In next year, Will versus Max. That's a great shout. That's a really good shout. Big bad Bobby Vavro. bro. Big bad Bobby Vavro is gonna stay in my head for the rest of time. Or referees allowed play on even though there's 2 balls on the pitch. Near post. Slovakia player reacted very angrily there to the fact a second ball somehow made its way onto the pitch, probably from the England fans, and he just ran and just levered it into the crowd. Play got played on from the ref. Fair play to the ref playing play on at that. I respect him for doing it. Pickford boots it long, 2.5 minutes to go. Nods it back towards the defence, Slovakia. Hooked back forward towards Ivan Toney, who gets his head onto it, but just knocks it onto the path of really Skriniar, who plays it back to Dubravka. Conor Gallagher sprints out to try and press there. England sitting very, very deep. Conor Gallagher, dog, chasing balloon energy for days, just charging around after Slovakia as they pass the ball about. Every other England player stood stoically in the area, just stood there saying no, as Conor Gallagher sprints around like a headless chicken. Robert Snodgrass vibes. Not bad ball in from Slovakia. Crosses in. The header from it. Destined to go wide. 1 minute and 15 to go. Maybe. I'm looking forward to all in this year. It's not got quite the same allure as last year, but I almost feel like it could be, I don't know, a better show. I don't know. But I'm obviously also going to the Rev Pro show the night before. It's going to be a good weekend. It's going to be a very good weekend. And I'll probably miss West Ham getting an insane result again like I did last year. But, that's fine. We move. Pickford, big boot. After taking as long as he can. 40 seconds to go. Cole Palmer just deflecting off him there. Slovakia looking to try and work their way forward. Eze holding position centrally, just allowing the play to progress down the wide area. Ball goes down into the area, whipped in. Header bounces around. Slovakia still on the ball. Hooked away from Gonzo, takes a big deflection. Ivan Toney, nice, released into the path of Cole Palmer. England can counter-attack here. 120 minutes as it clicks across. Cole Palmer, poor ball, but Toney collects it, hits it high and over. It could have been free. Does really well to initiate the counter-attack, Toney. And at the far end, gets the opportunity to finish it off. After a little bit of a wonky pass from Cole Palmer, but lashes at it. And it goes high up. 1 minute of added time. 30 seconds of it left. And England somehow look like they're about to squeeze through against Slovakia. Ball gets played forward down the right-hand side. Slovakia looking to try and get the ball in. Looking to try and get it past Gonzo. Does. Whips it in. Header comes across. Pickford collects. That's going to be it. 1 minute is up. Pickford starts celebrating with the crowd. Tell me it doesn't mean anything to Jordan Pickford. Jesus. There it is. England through. Jesus. England go through. 2-1 winners. Slovakia hard done by. You have to admit, very, very hard done by. Even a magical 90 seconds or whatever it was. 2 minutes on either side of the full-time whistle. A Bellingham overhead kick. And a Harry Kane header. And put England into the quarterfinals under a huge amount of duress. There's huge beef going between Declan Rice, by the way, and the Slovakian bench. I'm not sure what the hell's happening there. Aaron Ramsdale's pushing Declan Rice back. I don't know what the hell's happened there, but flipping heck. I don't know what to say. I feel lucky. Did Slovakia deserve to win? I don't know, but they certainly didn't deserve to lose, especially in the manner that was happening. It was Declan Rice got pushed away from their manager. The manager goes across and complains to the referee. Declan Rice sort of said something and the manager pulls him away. Declan Rice then calls one of the other coaches of the Slovakian team a pussy and a C word. So, vibes. But yeah, anyway, there we go, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back for the quarterfinals. I don't know what day it is, but whatever day it is, we will be here doing the watch along for it. Of course, before then, we have all of our wonderful West Ham stuff as well. So make sure if you haven't already to subscribe and like the video. And congratulations if you did win on Match Bingo, just like Chuck did. Once again, another Hammers Chat winner. That's not Charlie. You hate to see it, but you love to see it from the community standpoint at least. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm so tired. I'm so bloody tired. Thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Dave. And thank you, everyone who joined as well. Massively appreciate you all. And congratulations, Chuck, once more. We will be back for the quarterfinals and then all the West Ham stuff in between. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video. And yeah, appreciate you all. See you next time. Bye, everyone. Bye.